Okay, I'm live a little early. Is there anybody in the chat room? Maybe I should open the chat room and see if anyone's in it. Okay, let me just send out a quick notice. Let everyone know that I'm starting early, and we'll be good to go. All right, I'm seeing that some people are in the chat. Is anyone there? Anyone watching right now? I know I started a few minutes early, but... Here we go. Fernando Estrada, welcome aboard. David, how you doing? You guys sick of seeing me yet? I feel like I've been all over the place this week with videos and live streams and everything else. So my review of NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 4 is going to be happening hopefully tonight, right after SummerSlam. I'll be doing a live stream reviewing reactions to both shows, SummerSlam and TakeOver. So I'll give my thoughts on the show then. But what did everybody think of TakeOver? Get the consensus. I have not. It's funny. I haven't watched any reviews or read any reviews regarding TakeOver, so I don't know what the general consensus is. I imagine it's mostly positive. Yeah, I'll give my more detailed feelings on the show overall. It's not it wasn't as good as some previous takeovers. I thought it was good overall. It was an overall very enjoyable show, but it wasn't like the runaway home run smash that takeovers normally are. Although it's like, you know, if main roster was putting on shows as good as the one we got last night, we'd be in business. So by takeover standards, it wasn't up to their usual standard, but it was still a really good show. Yeah. Yeah, it was really good. Now, this is where I'm going to be kind of an asshole here. It's like you expect like NXT takeovers to be the best show of whatever month that show is happening on. And honestly, like I thought Slammiversary was better. Although Slammiversary was last month, but or was it in June? How far back was it? I don't even remember. There's so many wrestling shows now, they just all kind of run together. But I'll give my more detailed opinions on TakeOver later tonight when I do my post-SummerSlam live stream. All right, Jake Owens, welcome. Okay, guys, if you saw the tweet that went out, I'm going to be doing a live stream watching and reliving SummerSlam 1991, which is the very first pay-per-view that I ever saw live. We're getting close close to the anniversary. I'm looking at the date here on the network is August 26th, 1991. So yeah, in a week, next Sunday, it'll be the anniversary of this particular pay-per-view. God, I've been watching wrestling pay-per-views that long. That's insane. But yeah, we're going to be checking out SummerSlam. I have a lot of special memories, and I actually did a video review of SummerSlam 91 way back when. If you feel like digging through the archives of my channel, I know I did a video talking about my memories of watching that first pay-per-view and watching and enjoying SummerSlam. I think I even talked about watching the pay-per-view channel and all the movie commercials or movie previews that would run in a cycle, and then SummerSlam would pop up in the cycle, and I would just watch the pay-per-view channel on an endless loop just to see that SummerSlam commercial because I was so excited for the pay-per-view because I knew that my parents agreed to buy the show for me and my siblings, and I was just super, super excited. So I have a lot of fond memories of this event. All right. Yeah, so how's speaking of SummerSlam, how is everyone excited for SummerSlam? What match are you guys looking forward to the most for tonight's show? Well, I was 6 years old. It didn't take, I was 6 years old and I really wanted that pay-per-view, so I didn't have to work too hard to convince my dad about it. It was just at that point, VHSs and videotapes weren't enough for me. It's like, I want to see the live show. Seeing Miz versus Daniel Bryan. I'm seeing AJ versus Joe. Christopher Romeo. Have you ever been on the stream before? You look like a new name I haven't seen before. Yeah, nobody's excited for Reigns versus Lesnar. Victory Rose 1988. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, I'm seeing 2 for AJ versus Joe. I'm seeing Miz versus Bryan. Rollins versus Ziggler. I only saw the one screenshot, but Ambrose looks amazing. Like, what happened there? It's like, damn, because people used to say that Ambrose doesn't have the look. And I looked at him now. I looked at that one screenshot. I'm like, shit, somebody's been working overtime during their time off from injury. Good Lord. He looks fantastic. Yeah, Rollins versus Ziggler. Hopefully this is also a bit of a that hairline, though. I'm not going to criticize anybody for a receding hairline because I'm starting to, I'm starting to lose my hair, but, I'm getting older. Dragon Rider, welcome aboard. How was TakeOver last night? You guys were a lively bunch. Quite, yeah, that Brooklyn crowd was pretty lively the entire night. Okay. Who the hell is that? Okay. Okay, I just got a message from Amazon. Let me just make this perfectly clear to you guys. Amazon's customer service is second to none. Those guys are outstanding. I have not reviewed TakeOver yet. TakeOver, I'm going to review it tonight when I do my post-SummerSlam show. So, yeah, no, I haven't reviewed TakeOver yet. But I'll get to it. But, yeah, Amazon, their customer service is second to none. They know what's up. Alrighty, guys. Well, I think we've got I'm about ready to get started. So, getting ready to jump into my nostalgia, get into the mind of what it was like to be a 6-year-old watching this event for the first time. And See if the show holds up. I haven't watched it in years. It was one of those shows. I used to watch it a lot when I was a kid because it was my first one. So I feel like I know this show inside and out, but I haven't watched it in years. So this is going to be an interesting experience for me, getting to relive it. So y'all get to experience my first ever wrestling pay-per-view. So let's go ahead and get started. If you're following along on the network, you're going to want to go into WWE, you're going to want to go to shows, then pay-per-views, WWE, 1991, and then look for SummerSlam, which isn't that hard because there were only 5 pay-per-views that year. God, I miss those days. Remember when Tuesday in Texas was like a treat pay-per-view? It's like, oh, hey, we got this bonus pay-per-view for you. Do you think Kevin Owens will win the Money in the Bank? I think he will, just because it's like, why have the stip if he's not going to? SummerSlam 91. Yeah, it's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to it. So I'll give you guys, if you're following along in the network, I'll give you a few minutes to catch up to that. But yeah, a lot of good stuff on this show. And we'll get more into details as I rewatch it. But I will say this show has 2 of my personal favorite SummerSlam matches of all time. You know WWE with those pointless stipulations. Yeah, well. So happy the stream is here before the disappointment of SummerSlam tonight. Thank you. Well, thank you for joining. Hopefully SummerSlam's not bad, but we shall see. So, all right, I'm going to go ahead and get started. SummerSlam 1991, the 4th annual SummerSlam from Madison Square Garden, features Hulk Hogan, The Ultimate Warrior, Bret Hart, Mr. Perfect, Sergeant Slaughter, and more. And yeah, this show was an MSG, which is an even bigger thing for me. My first wrestling pay-per-view was an MSG show. But anyway, let's get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They had a promotional poster of Kevin Owens versus Roman for Hell in a Cell for the championship. So I guess Roman's winning tonight. Thank God. I can't believe I'm saying that, but thank God. Just so we can move past Lesnar. It's SummerSlam!
Because it's time for SummerSlam!
The match made in heaven and the match made in hell. I love that wedding invite. It says, oh yeah, on it. Actually, let me go back and read the whole thing. They put up like a whole wedding invitation for Liz and Randy.
Summertime, and the living is anything but easy, because it's time for SummerSlam.
All right, let's.
Miss Elizabeth, and the Macho Man Randy Savage request.
Okay, the lovely Miss Elizabeth and Macho Man Randy Savage. He put Macho Man on a wedding invite. Request the honor of your presence at their wedding to be held in the middle of the ring at Madison Square Garden, August 26, 1991. RSVP, oh yeah. That's great. How little were you when the show finally started? Oh, I don't even remember. The match made in hell. Look at Warrior in that free. Oh my God, he looks insane. Yeah, now this main event is weak. I'm not going to say that it's not. Hogan and Warrior versus Slaughter and his goons. They had better options for a main event, and I'll talk more about that when the main event shows up. But they had much better options for a closing match than this 2 out of 3 handicap match that no one in their right mind ever thought that Hogan and Warrior were going to lose. Fernando, I was born a couple months after this show. Damn. And here we go. My favorite 3-man team of all time. Bobby Heenan, Gorilla Monsoon, and Roddy Piper. As far as I know, this is the only time that all 3 of them were together. And it was golden. It was magic. Why no Undertaker on the show? That's a good question. I don't know why.
The lovely he's going to tie the knot all right, but it's going to be around a noose around his neck because he's getting married tonight.
Oh, Bobby.
And his partner, the Ultimate Warrior. We're talking about a match made in hell. We're talking here more turmoil and they got it.
I remember buying this VHS alongside King of the Ring 97 from a car boot sale. Yeah. The thing I remember about the VHS is that it includes the wedding reception at the end of the tape. Is the footage of Jake Roberts with the snake in the box available anywhere? If it's on the network, I wouldn't know where to find it. Like I said, it was on the VHS for SummerSlam, but I don't know. If it's on the network, I wouldn't know where to look for it. Ricky Steamboat! Getting a six-man tag to open things up. Oh, that's right. We're not allowed to call him Ricky Steamboat. It's just the Dragon. Damn it, Vince. And here's the thing that annoys me. It's not like Ricky was in another company and never worked for WWE prior to this. He's a former goddamn Intercontinental Champion. It's like, Vince, we know who he is. What are you doing? Here's the Texas Tornado, Kerry Von Erich. God, okay, so this three-man team, we've got the Bulldog, we've got the Dragon, and we've got the Texas Tornado. Their team name should be the Box of Gimmicks. Are there any matches that aren't as good on rewatches? I'm sure there are plenty, especially as a kid when you just kind of like everything. And there's Davey Boy, who would be main eventing the next year at SummerSlam. Yeah, that's my new team name for them, the Box of Gimmicks. Okay, here's a weird fun fact for you. Warlord and British Bulldog were both in the Royal Rumble match together. They wrestled a one-on-one match at WrestleMania. They were on opposing teams in this show, SummerSlam, because it's Power and Glory and the Warlord. And they were on opposing teams at Survivor Series. Bulldog was on Piper's team and Warlord was on Flair's team. And they had a one-on-one match at Tuesday in Texas. They wrestled each other at every single pay-per-view in 1991. God, Power and Glory, I always liked that team, and they just never... Apparently, Roma had an attitude on him, and that cost them their push, but I really liked Power and Glory as a team, and I felt like they were capable of more. The Dolph Ziggler and Kofi Kingston of 91, yeah, kinda. Actually, Brain's wrong. They had a six-man tag like tune-up match on a SummerSlam special right before this show. I remember that show. It was like the SummerSlam Sizzler or something like that, and it had Hogan and Hogan and Slaughter in the main event, and Hogan was bleeding, and I think Slaughter won by DQ or something. Remember, it serves me right. Because they used to do that right before pay-per-views. They used to do like these special shows right to kind of get you hyped for the pay-per-view. Like, not a pre-show, but like the week before SummerSlam, they would do like the SummerSlam Slizzler or like the Survivor Series Showdown or something like that. It'd be like a special event right before SummerSlam. If you became an actor, who would be your inspirations? George C. Scott. What movies have you seen that haven't aged well? That's a great question. I mean, He-Man and She-Ra Secret of the Sword was my favorite movie when I was 3 years old. That movie does not hold up well at all. So a lot of kids' movies. That one, very profound example of that. The Ernest movies don't hold up as well as an adult.
I would bet on Virgil. Nice arm wringer once again by the Dragon.
But yeah, going back to your earlier question, if I were an actor, who would be my inspirations? I would look to George C. Scott. Jimmy Stewart, who, you know, Gregory Peck, those guys. Oh, look at the dragon. Getting out of the way. Arm drag. Drop kick. We got Slick. Like, Slick was still a manager in 91. I don't know how he got with Power and Glory and the Warlord, but, you know. Arm drag. Herc is getting arm dragged around now. Former WrestleMania 2 opponents, Hercules and Ricky Steamboat. Now we got the tornado in there. God, look at him go. Kerry Von Erich's another one. Like, there was something there that just didn't get fully tapped into. And I'm sure his, like, personal problems had a lot to do with it. But it's like there was a main event star waiting to happen there, and it just didn't materialize. Ah, look at him go. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Does Rambo hold up well? I think so. First Blood's great. I think the first Blood is great. Rambo 2 is great. I like the new Rambo, the fourth one. I like that one a lot. I think the Rambo series has been very good. Rambo 3 is the weakest one, but that one's like, it almost feels like a parody of itself, but it's still fun. Do you think Nash and Hall should have come back as Diesel and Razor when the NWO returned in 2002? Here we go. We got Bulldog and Warlord once again. No, they should have come in as Hall and Nash, because that's the only way that was going to work, because otherwise it's not the NWO. Have you ever played Superman 64? No, thank God. I almost bought it in the store. I almost bought it, but I was in the store and I had it down to Superman 64 or I forget what the other game was, but I chose the other game, and thank God, because that Superman game, I've seen footage of it. It's really fucking bad. Chicago deep dish pizza or New York thin crust? Depends on what mood I'm in. I like both. I know that's a cheap answer, but I like both. Why did Bobby Heenan go to WCW? Apparently he was asked to take a pay cut from Vince. Oh, look at Steamboat. Look at him go. Monkey flip on the Warlord. Nope. Nope, that didn't work. Now, you want to talk about a steroid guy, the fucking Warlord. It's like, Jesus Christ. God, he kind of looks like Steve Austin if Steve Austin was like a foot taller and like jacked up on roids. What about Mean Gene? Why did he go to WCW? Probably the same reason, if I had to guess, because they left it around the same time. I think the last time I remember seeing Gene was right before SummerSlam 93, and Bobby left right after Survivor Series 93. So they left it close to around the same time. Oh, God, clothesline on Ricky. Spider-Man greater than Superman 64. I mean, I've played some good Spider-Man games. Do you think there's room for gray area in wrestling? Well, I think the Attitude Era proved that there's room for gray area. I mean, generally, you want to have somebody for the fans to root for and somebody for them to boo, but it doesn't have to be straight up white meat babyface. Like, even back in this era, like, Hogan cheated, like, a lot. We'll see it in this show, actually. But, you know, if you set up the other guy as a dickhead, maybe, you know, you can kind of get away with it. Oh, backbreaker. Have you ever quit on watching a pay-per-view partway through? No, I've always watched every pay-per-view I've ever watched. I watched all the way through. Yes, all heels are friends and all faces are friends. Always. Fucking always. There's Slick. Got that turkey, now roast him. There's Hercules just pounding away. Yeah, Herc is one of those weird guys, like, no one else is a huge fan of his. I always liked Herc, though. I don't know why. Doesn't look like he's in the best shape here, though. Kind of got a spare tire there in the gut. Not the best shape Herc was in, but... Sorry, I'm listening to Bobby and Piper go at it.
I wouldn't manage him. I couldn't trust him. You know those Scotsmen. What can I get paid? $15 a year?
Have you ever fell asleep while watching a pay-per-view? Yes. Yes, I have. There was a TNA pay-per-view I fell asleep about halfway through, not because the show was bad, but because I was just exhausted that day and I was just dead to the world. What do you think are the worst and most forgettable Super Bowls? I remember Atlanta and Denver being a really big snoozer of a game. Like, that was like... And Elway had already won his first Super Bowl the year before, so it didn't feel like that big of a deal. I remember being really bored during that game. Come on, Steamboat. Yeah, I'm calling him Steamboat. There he goes. Oh, stun gun. Yeah, Warlord, I think, trying to think how much longer he lasted after this. I think he was number 30 at Rumble 92, and that was one of his last appearances. What went wrong, Carlito? They had him job to Ric Flair 800 times. Oh.
Looking for the show answer, man. He's out of gas.
Body slam by Warlord. Yeah, Steelers and Seahawks, some of those calls were ridiculous. Oh, is the Warlord going aerial? Coming off the top. Oh, Steamboat got the feet up. Steamboat gets the tag to the tornado. See, now we've got Heenan, who's biased towards all the heels, and we've got Piper, who's biased towards all the faces. And they're the two color guys. A sunset flip by the Warlord? Tornado gets the tag. There's Bulldog. Coming off the top. Oh, my God. Warlord caught him. Boom. 1, 2. No. Bulldog and Warlord. Well, now it's Bulldog and... Oh, Bulldog's got Roma. Power slam. Bulldog, 1, 2. No. Roma just kicked out of the power slam. I think there was a miscommunication there, but there's Steamboat going up top. Off the top with a crossbody. 1, 2, 3. The faces win. A victory for the box of gimmicks. More difficult catch, Edelman, Tyree, or Curse? That Curse catch was unfucking believable. And it would be like the greatest catch in Super Bowl history had the Seahawks gone on to win that game. Who would you say are the worst movie directors? Tommy Wiseau. Who's that guy? Who's that guy that made all the video, like Blood Rain? I forget it. Uwe Boll, like he's pretty bad. I like Steamboat's theme music from '91.
With me now, Intercontinental Champion. Get it right, Mooney. The greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time. History will be made tonight. Excellence of execution versus perfection. Bret Hart versus
Mr. Perfect.
Well, Bret the
See, I've seen this show a lot, so I remember all these promos.
Wrestling champion on it. And for you to be a champion, you have to be perfect. You are excellent, but you're not perfect. There's only one Mr. Perfect,
Yeah, Sean Mooney's going to be at All In. I kind of marked out for that. Okay, now Coach is one of the weirdest managers ever because I didn't get him. Like, you want to talk about me as a kid not getting it? It's like, he's just, you know, you had Jimmy Hart, who's a loudmouth. You got Bobby Heenan, who's just a cut-up, like a stand-up comedian, basically. You get Slick, who's like a wrestling pimp before Godfather was even around. And then you got this guy who just blows whistles the entire time. I'm like, I don't get it. Did you like Mr. Perfect back when you first saw the show? Yes, I did. I actually wanted a Mr. Perfect shirt when I was a kid, but because I love the logo. But back then, it was really hard to get heel merchandise. They did not offer heel merchandise in the catalogs. And obviously, there was no internet for me to take advantage of, or Shop Zone or anything. What's your favorite Kiss song? Here's a weird one. Detroit Rock City from Alive 4, where they performed with the Melbourne Orchestra. That's my favorite Kiss song. So did you not get Bill Alfonso and ECW? Fonzie, not one of my favorites. Not. I know that might be unpopular to ECW marks. He wasn't one of my favorite managers. Perfect. So here we go, guys. One of the greatest matches in SummerSlam history and a huge match for Bret Hart's career. And look at that. He jumped over the top rope and the belt fell off while he jumped. I don't know if they planned that, but it looked cool. It just looked like he planned it that way. Look at that kid who got the Bret Hart sunglasses. He has a Ninja Turtles t-shirt on. What a cute kid. He's probably older than me, but you know.
And of course we have the coach.
How cool would Pentagon be in ECW? Jesus Christ. That's like, Pentagon would have fit like a perfect glove. Yeah, he would have fit in just fine in ECW. Attitude Era WWF. I don't think he would have fit as well in Attitude Era WWF because I think the fact that he doesn't speak English would have gotten in his way. Not saying that's fair. I'm just saying that's what it would have been. Was it a coincidence that the Clash of Champions that went up against Manias 4 and 5 ended in a draw? No, I don't think so. I think it was that's just how they booked it. I don't think it was... Or I guess, yes, it was a coincidence. Sorry, I forgot what the word coincidence meant. Here we go. Oh, look at Bret. He just tossed perfect. Who do you think was the best Raw guest host? DiBiase and Ventura. Those were the best. Because they actually told stories with them that made sense. And they actually, did stuff that was entertaining. And not just like stupid like comedy bit shit. They actually did stuff that contributed to the show. Like the promo Ventura cut on Cena was perfect. Crucifix roll-up. Yeah, I don't see crucifix roll-ups anymore. I just realized that. It's like, that's not a move I see very often these days. Where would you put this match on a list of greatest SummerSlam matches? Probably in the top 5 somewhere. If not top 5, top 10. Piper and Heenan are going at it again. By the way, if you want pure commentary gold, listen to Heenan during the wedding at the end of the show. It's classic. It is. Will you stop? You would think Piper would get in the way of Monsoon and Heenan's chemistry, but they totally didn't.
Well, he was only returning the favor. You can't. What's good for the goose is good for the gander.
One hand watches the other. Of course, you would know about that, Boots.
You can't pull Bret Hart.
Favorite non-Muppet puppets?
Oil slicks on your hand.
Probably like some of the creatures from Star Wars, some of the kaiju. Like Kamakuris and Kumonga were basically just big puppets. Oh, crossbody by Bret. 1, 2, no. Oh, look at that shot to the gut. Sunset flip.
Sunset from the outside.
1, 2, no. Perfect lands on his, and apparently Perfect's back was in really bad condition for this match, and you'd never guess it.
On the floor, landed right next to the coach. Got up, got back in that ring, paid no attention to the coach. That shows you how he is geared for this match. You can only think about one thing, that's your opponent. What's going on inside that square circle? That's the mark of a winner. Start worrying about somebody on the outside like you used to be, and forget about it. You're a loser. You didn't have to worry about me. Referee.
Yoda, yeah, Yoda would be up there as well.
Taking a lot of liberties here in this one.
What went wrong? Wildcat Chris Harris. That's a sad case because he had a lot of potential.
You'll be drinking soup for a week. You ought to be used to the soup line by now, Bobby. Irish whip in.
Oh, look at that.
As Perfect was a little bit slow bringing it up. Takes him down now.
Don't waste any time, Hitman. Go for it.
He's wasting too much time.
I agree. He should be going for it.
Oh, stomp to the gut.
And not just a stop.
Any favorite Jim the Anvil Neidhart matches and moments? Moments, I loved his promos because he was terrific on the stick. Matches, all Hart Foundation matches, really. I guess he was part of the Canadian Stampede 10-man tag, which was great. The Hart Foundation versus Demolition at SummerSlam, their matches with the Bulldogs. Just face planted perfect. Clothesline and Perfect goes flying. Yeah, that whole stable's gone. Yeah, that whole, like, Bret's the only one left.
Take a 9 count.
That's sad.
You're the champ. Both of these guys in tip-top physical condition.
Coach is doing a lot of blowing there on that whistle, but he ain't saying a lot.
Oh, that sounded wrong. Coach is doing a lot of blowing.
Perfect's wanting to go back.
That's all right. That's all right. You don't lose the belt.
Oh, is Perfect going to get counted out? Nope. See, and this is what I like, where this match is a technical masterpiece and has a lot of work rate, but you know who the heel is and you know who the face is. And you want the face to beat the heel. So it still has that dynamic to it, while also being a wonderful, like, technical masterpiece of a match. Where would you put the 97 Hart Foundation in a list of greatest stables? I mean, I wouldn't put them ahead of, like, the NWO or the Four Horsemen, but they wouldn't be too far behind those. How do you think you would have reacted if you were in the crowd from Montreal? I would have been shocked. I would have been like, something's not right here. Like, I would have been like, something's off kilter. If you could learn wrestling from one man, who would it be? Jake the Snake Roberts. Because I want to know how to make my shit make sense. I can learn the moves from almost anybody, but I would want to know, like, hey, what's the right time and moment to do stuff like this, that, and the other? Any films you're excited for in the coming months? Creed 2. I am super stoked for Creed 2. That trailer was awesome. Underwater training sequence. I am so down. What did you think of the Armageddon 2000 Hell in a Cell match? It's a fun match. It's not one of my favorite Hell in a Cells, but it's fun. It's a free-for-all and a crazy, like, madhouse shit show, and I guess you could accuse it of being a spot fest, but it's a fun match to watch. I don't think it's... I prefer Hell in a Cells to be one-on-one, because they should have that personal hatred element to it, but the match is still enjoyable to watch. Uh-oh, is this where Perfect flings Bret?
Of course they're on guts, but Bret Hart right there is the kind of guy that can. Of course, let it get slow as Perfect.
Here we go. Up flings him, and he went right into a cameraman. Oops. Gargano versus Ciampa Hell in a Cell next year. That was my idea as like I think the feud warrants Hell in a Cell. I'll say more about Gargano and Ciampa when I talk about TakeOver later tonight, but yeah, they could probably do that WrestleMania weekend. That'd be cool. Here we go. Bret's back in it. Oh. Nice roll up. 1, 2. No. Oh, big shot by Perfect. What went wrong? TNA January 4th. I mean, the show wasn't perfect. Obviously, like the X Division. Look at Heenan. I thought the TNA show January 4th overall was better than the WWE show, the Raw show that night. But it was, there were some missteps, and it wasn't an indicator that, ooh, they need to go to war with WWE every night now, every Monday. But I overall enjoyed the show. If you're putting matches together for a WWF versus WCW pay-per-view, what would your ideal top 5 matches be? Taker versus Sting, Goldberg versus Austin, Rock versus Hogan, DX versus Outsiders, and I want to get Diamond Dallas Page on there. I'm trying to think of who would be a good one. 1, 2, no. Like, who would be a good one to put, like, Diamond Dallas Page up against? Not Undertaker, clearly, but, yeah, and I'd want to get Jericho in there. How would Jericho fit in? Maybe Jericho versus Page. Why not? Who do you think will beat Kairi Sane for the NXT Women's title? I have no idea. It's too early to call. Ooh, Mick Foley versus DDP. That might be good. Yeah. I mean, Foley was retired by that point, but yeah, that might be good. How would WWE fans defend Katie Vick? You can't defend Katie Vick. You can't.
I gotta give credit. We got one coach out there, and we got one sitting here. You know what bothers me is he's right about that. That is exactly what Perfect needed to do, and that's just what he's doing.
The funny thing about this match between Perfect and Bret, supposedly they had matches on house shows that were much better than this, which is surprising to me because it's like, dude, this match is so good. Up there's Bret. They're climbing up the top. Oh, Bret. Ooh, Bret got tied up in the ropes. This was Perfect's last match until SummerSlam 90, or Survivor Series 92. I know he was having back problems at this point. Ooh. Now Perfect's just slapping Bret across the face. Look at the, like, disdain on Perfect's face. Now he's going to toss Bret by the hair. Oh! Do you think Lesnar should have tried to redo the Mania 19 Shooting Star after he botched it? He couldn't redo it even if he wanted to. So no, because he was out. He's basically out on his feet. And also no, because if you just get up and try to repeat it, it just looks shittier. And it makes the match look staged. It's like, look, you fucked up, you fucked up. Just go with it. Oh, nice sleeper hold by Perfect. He, like, jumped up and wrapped himself around Bret's head. What the hell is Coach doing?
So neither he can get a count or Bret Hart will pass out, but he should try to get lower if he can.
Which match do you prefer, this one or the King of the Ring 93 match? I prefer this one. It's a bigger moment for Bret because he won the IC title, even though, like, King of the Ring was a big pay-per-view for Bret. And they repeated a lot of spots in the 93 match, so this one, because I saw it first, this is the one I prefer. Another crucifix by Bret? Nope. Perfect. Samoan drop. 1, 2, no. Do you think Ric Flair is the best at anything in wrestling? Buying buying drinks at the bar. He's really good at that. High Tide, welcome aboard. Seen the G1 Climax Finals yet? No, I haven't seen it yet. Ooh, Bret went sternum first into the ring corner. Were you a bigger Perfect or Bret fan at this point? At this point, I was probably more of a Perfect fan just because I was more familiar with him, but I liked Bret. What went wrong? The band. The fact that they did it is what went wrong. Yeah, I'll get around to it. Like next week, I'm gonna like knock out a lot of the G1 catch-up. Perfect Plex. Here we go. Boom. 1, 2. Bret kicked out. Prior to this, only Hogan and the Warrior had ever kicked out of the Perfect Plex. That tells you, that puts Bret in very rare company. Who do you think are the best sellers and bumpers in wrestling? Bret was great. Perfect was great. Shawn was great. Ziggler I like as a bumper and a seller. Inverted atomic drop. Bret's coming back. Oh, atomic drop. Regular this time. No, you don't kick out of a finisher every month. It's a bad idea. Now Bret throws Perfect by the hair, and oh! He didn't quite crotch himself in the ring post, but he did like wrap his leg around it. Okay, here comes Bret. Vertical suplex. Got it. Oh! Close fall. So Roman kicking out of 6 F5s doesn't make a small package by Bret. 1, 2. No. No. If anything, that made the match ridiculous, and the fans let them know it. This is awful. Russian leg sweep. Back in those days, they would call a Russian leg sweep a neck breaker. I don't know why. What do you think are the most forgettable Hell in a Cell matches? Most of the ones that they did at the Hell in a Cell pay-per-view events are pretty forgettable because they just don't warrant being Hell in a Cell. Backbreaker by Bret. Here we go. Second rope elbow. And boom! Right in his face. 1, 2. No! Perfect kicked out. Will you stream all-in reactions? Not live. I'll do a post-show review probably. Roll up by Perfect. No! Bret kicked out. God, this match is still really good. Oh, and Perfect goes right into the ring post.
But Hitman is aware of the count because you notice he threw Mr. Perfect in first. He didn't try to get in. Look at Perfect. He looks
Oh! Bret kicking away at Perfect's legs, and he's like flipping upside down.
How much time do we have? We close to the time limit? Absolutely not.
FT Legend, welcome to the stream. We were watching Bret Hart versus Mr. Perfect from SummerSlam 91. Bret going for the sharpshooter. No, coach. Oh, Perfect nailed the coach. Oh, low blow by Perfect. If you were a booker, how would you deal with wrestlers having creative control? I would find the best way to work around it and minimize any potential negative impacts. Ooh, that shot was a little low too. I would have to take every situation like individually and determine what's the best way to appease the guy with creative control and get the result that I want. Would you call this match Bret Hart's coming out party? Yeah, as a single star, yes. Leg drop to the midsection. We're setting up for the finish here. I love this finish, by the way. It's so cool. Leg drop to the midsection. Bret caught the leg. Twists him around. Sharpshooter. Sharpshooter. Perfect quits. It's over. New Intercontinental Champion. Fantastic match. Would you ever stream during a live event? I have. I did it during Ultima Lucha last year. Yeah, I won't do it for SummerSlam tonight, but maybe at some point I will. And he just ripped Perfect's tights off for some reason. Now he's got Perfect's torn up tights on as a trophy. New Intercontinental Champion. And there's Stu and Helen in the crowd.
That was a beautiful move he used.
Outstanding match.
Everyone going crazy here. They love it. We got ourselves a new World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champ. Hey, let's go to Outbreak.
Then we got Lord Alfred Hayes with the parents.
Who's the father of the newly crowned champion? Here's absolutely a company segment. Excuse me, Mr. Hart. Can I have a word with you? Well, here is...
Oh, the parents hug Bret. Oh.
This is a highly emotional scene. Look at Stu Hart. He's practically done here. Stu, tell us exactly what you think about this up. Wonderful. Well, there you go. He's a little...
Why did Alfred just cut off Stu there? It looked weird. That was weird. What went wrong? Christian in 2005. The fact that they didn't let him go over anybody and they didn't give him the match with Cena that he should have had. Oh, the Hot Ticket pay-per-view.
Story exclusively on pay-per-view. It's an inside look at the spectacular career of the World Wrestling Federation's most popular superstar, Hulk Hogan. Relive the excitement as the phenomenon known as Hulkamania.
I remember, I didn't order this pay-per-view. I remember seeing a commercial for it. Like they were gonna do, like, I think this was supposed to be like a series of... This was supposed to be like an ongoing series that WWF was going to do, but they only did the one with Hogan, so I guess it didn't have a significant enough buy rate, but it was going to be like a special highlight of Hogan's career on pay-per-view, which seems excessive.
All right, thank you, folks.
Now we've got the Bushwhackers and Andre the Giant. As far as I know, this show is Andre the Giant's final appearance on WWF television. What went wrong? The Shockmaster. The debut. That's what went wrong. Or went right, however you want to say it.
He was going to be your manager, but here's what took place at the conclusion of that interview.
Why do they have the date blocked out? Okay, on the network they have the date blocked out for when this took place. Oh, an earthquake just clipped Andre's leg. So the best people that Andre could get to fight against the natural disasters are the Bushwhackers. Okay.
Bushwhackers along with Andre the Giant are ready for this one. A lot of scores to be set over. They'll have their hands full, Brain. I'm afraid with a natural disaster. You bet. I don't think Andre's going to be much help, but I don't trust Andre. He's going to get caught one way or the other.
Is the Shockmaster mask the worst ever? It's the laziest ever. They just took it. I was like, You know, you would think like, dude, Lucas is going to sue somebody if anybody gets back to him and shows him that. Because it's a Stormtrooper helmet. If you were in the theater when Empire Strikes Back was first released, how would you have reacted to Vader's line? I would have lost my shit. And here we go. Yeah, the Bushwhackers are going to die. The kids love the Bushwhackers, though. You can't deny that. They were over with the kids. There's Andre on crutches. God, he looks like he's in bad shape. Yeah, Earthquake is underrated. I always liked Earthquake.
You're going to lick somebody, lick the blonde hair guy with the black roots.
Piper and Heenan still taking shots at each other. It's great. This is like, I guess this is where Vince is a genius, where it's like, who looks at the sheep herders and say, I see a babyface tag team in those guys? And then he got him over. I mean, the Bushwhackers were over. You can't say they weren't. They weren't necessarily my cup of tea, but... What went right? Roddy Piper. Talent. Just pure talent. Personality and talent.
There's a lot of ifs in this match. However,
yeah, there's the Shockmaster right there. Fred Ottman was playing Typhoon at this point. This is probably the best run of his career, being part of the Natural Disasters. Bushwhackers get some thumbs in the eyes right before the bell. I tell you what, like Earthquake, last SummerSlam, he was going up against Hogan. This SummerSlam, he's kind of, sort of going up against Andre. Not really, but he's working with Andre.
The Bushwhackers, Bobby, with Andre, and you had half a ton of beef. It is an offset match. What kind of strategy would you give the Bushwhackers?
Have you ever seen anything on Ernie Ladd? I've seen a couple of things, yeah.
Listen, do you think we can get you the game? I mean, at least maybe we can get your job in Russia and follow it. Any way we can get it done, you know?
I can handle that problem. And I'll tell you, the secret to beating the natural disasters, two ways. You get them down or you don't show up. But you're not going to stand up and fight them. Over a half a ton in there.
You got a point.
Is it just me, or did Typhoon look bigger as Typhoon than he did as Tugboat? Like, I don't know. Oh, okay, now we got some butt biting. I mean, that can't hurt. Bushwhackers only have 3 teeth. Oh, Earthquake clobbered his partner by mistake. I have a friend who was a big Tugboat mark, and he says to this day, like, he was so upset when Tugboat turned heel. And I was like, dude, that's something you don't admit out loud. Battering ram. Oh, Typhoon goes down. Are the Bushwhackers kicking the Natural Disasters' asses? Double clothesline takes Earthquake down. Well, the Bushwhackers have already done better than anyone would have ever expected. Heavy Machinery, War Raiders, and Natural Disasters. That would be a beefy match. Ever seen any British wrestling promotions like ICW, Progress, RPW, or Defiant? No, I haven't. Admittedly, no. Oh!
Which one is Larry, Darryl, and Darryl?
I like, oh, Bobby. That's a dated reference. For those of you who don't know, Larry, Darryl, and Darryl were 3 characters on Bob Newhart's show called Newhart. And they were like 3 woodsmen And Larry was the only one of the three that would talk, and he would always introduce them every time they would come onto the scene. Hi, I'm Larry, this is my brother Daryl, and this is my other brother Daryl. And they were really popular from that show. Oh, God. Earthquake is just squashing. Other than Godzilla, what's your favorite non-American film? I mean, I do like the Terrence Fisher, like, Hammer horror films. Like Horror of Dracula, Curse of Frankenstein, those movies. The Mummy, I think is a really good one. I also like Nosferatu. That's a German-made film.
I just got word that Hulk Hogan is in Madison Square Garden now. He's in his dressing room. And I'm going to get up from my announced position here, and I'm going to go to his dressing room. What? And
there we go.
Put up or shut up. And let's see what kind of a man Hogan is.
Oh, God. Bear hug. Okay, big thing just happened here. Bobby Heenan is leaving the announce booth to go confront Hogan with the real World Heavyweight Championship belt. A message from Ric Flair, setting the stage for Ric Flair's eventual debut. Angle and Zack Sabre Jr. had a match? Shit. Favorite Harry Potter book and movie? Movie? I like Chamber of Secrets, and that's the one that gets shit on. I don't know why. I like the murder mystery aspect to it, so it's one of my favorite books as well. I also like Deathly Hallows. I like Order of the Phoenix, I think, is great because Umbridge is such an outstanding villain. Like, there were times where I was reading that book, I wanted to throw it across the room because I just hated her so much. Oh, he clobbers Typhoon by mistake.
Well, I think what they need to do is they need to go for the wheel. They need to take the pins, the legs, out from under. If you got a match like that.
All right, there's the tag.
What is this guy sick just walking out of this international broadcast, just throwing his headset down and get up and walk out of Madison Square Garden?
Oh, diving headbutt. That took Typhoon down.
Like this is news. Of course I'm in this dressing room. Yes, he is sick mood. You don't know what's going through that sick mind. I don't want him.
Battering ram. Right into Earthquake. Doesn't even go down. Right into Typhoon. Doesn't even go down. Throws Typhoon into Earthquake. Down goes Quake. Oh! 1, 2. Typhoon kicks out. We're Pro Wrestling. Welcome to the stream. Oh, and Luke gets squashed. Here we go. Earthquake's going to finish him off. Yeah, a lot of people, okay, here's the weird thing. A lot of people say Prisoner of Azkaban is the best. I don't agree. He's just, and, oh, squashed him. 1, 2, 3. Just got done watching SummerSlam 94 for this week's episode, then decided to come here. Welcome aboard, man. How was SummerSlam 94? How does that Undertaker versus Undertaker match hold up? Yeah, this is the final WWF pay-per-view appearance of Andre the Giant. Not the most glamorous way out for him, but they're going to go after Andre. But look at Andre swinging that crutch. Here comes the LOD. Oh, God, there's a killer team for you. Andre the Giant and the Road Warriors. There's that Road Warrior pop. Shockmaster came before the Stormtroopers. Why? He's Shockmaster. That's why. Krista James, welcome aboard. SummerSlam 94 is a good show from beginning to the bell ring of Undertaker versus Undertaker. That's a fair assessment. I remember Razor and Diesel being good from that show. I remember that being a really good match. Okay, here we go. This is going to be Heenan going to Hogan's locker room with the WCW, the NWA big gold belt.
Right here is the dressing room of the WWF champion Hulk Hogan.
Just a big sign that says Hulk. That's very, very unglamorous.
Hogan, open the door. I'm a busy man. Wait till you see this. On behalf of the real world,
They don't even show Hogan on camera.
I would like to challenge you, Hogan, at any time.
And Hogan just shut the door in his face.
You hear me? You wouldn't do that if I was standing here. You hear me? Turn that camera off. Turn that damn thing off.
More Heenan comedy. What do you like or dislike about the story, Undertaker versus Undertaker? Involving, and I love Leslie Nielsen, don't get me wrong. Involving him just kind of made the whole thing feel like a comedy. Hogan was snorting Hulkamania, so they couldn't show him. Agree or not, masks have no place in WWE anymore. I disagree. Masks can be great. You laugh weird. Damn right I do. I have a weird voice in general. My speech patterns are weird. I sound like I'm about like a notch below Mickey Mouse.
Where am I going on the honey? Well, Elizabeth doesn't know, and it's a secret that I'm going to spring on her, and I don't know that you're going to call her up in a second and get Elizabeth's answer or whatever, and then feed her the information. All of a sudden, everybody knows a surprise. Yeah. How do you stop a rumor? Bottom line.
Jesus Christ, savage. What are your favorite comedy movies? Mel Brooks. I love Mel Brooks. And almost anything by him. Now here we go. My other favorite match from this show. Ted DiBiase versus Virgil for the $1 Million Championship belt. The payoff to this long-running storyline. Fast forwarding, sir. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken? It's Mega Maid. She's gone from suck to blow.
Look is minute. By comparison, the humiliation that you're going to suffer tonight, Virgil, in just a few minutes at the hands of the $1 Million Man. You come to face the master, to challenge the master.
I want you to tell everyone about Get Smart. It's a great show, and if you haven't seen it, go check it out. It's classic.
Cancel all those plans of celebration that you have, and you remember the gutter.
Virgil DiBiase, most underrated match in SummerSlam history. Might be. It gets overlooked a lot. I read one review of this show that gave it like 2 stars and said, well, it worked the crowd masterfully, but didn't have great moves. So the work rate was weak. So blah, 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 2 stars. And I'm like, motherfucker, you just said they worked the crowd masterfully. That's a great story. That's a great match. But anyway, this match, I praise Ted DiBiase a lot. This might be the greatest accomplishment of his career. That he can take someone like Virgil, who's not the greatest talent in the world, make you feel for him. And wow, Sherry looks hot here. This is like the hottest Sherry's ever looked. But anyway, did Meltzer write that review? No, I don't think it was Meltzer, no. Get Smart, yeah, the movie has The Rock in it and Great Khali's in it. But anyway, this match, I think, is the greatest accomplishment of Ted DiBiase's career because he made people want Virgil to beat him, and he was such a great asshole heel in this match. It's Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man character at his absolute best. And you will be bought. Money, 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 money. You talk fast. Yeah, I told you I talk weird. Here comes Virgil, biggest night of his career. How do you spell man, Virgil? Ted DiBiase, you will spell man VIRGIL. And by the way, if you want great commentary, listen to Piper during this match. Because he has an association with Virgil. He helped like train Virgil and get him on the right path and get him away from DiBiase. So Piper has a personal investment in this match. There we go. Bell rings. Here goes Virgil. Boom. Oh, Virgil. Clotheslining the hell out of Ted. Up he goes. Down he went. Out of the ring. What went right? Virgil, the Virgil DiBiase feud. Almost everything.
No, you'll get the purse money for this match, but you won't get the belt. We're talking $1 million, and we talked about that.
Give a shout out to Roman at SummerSlam. All the best, Roman love. You my number. What? You my number one? I guess someone has to like Roman. Oh. Oh, God.
Obviously in excellent physical condition. Some of that, and I'm sure a lot of that has got to be attributed to you too, Hot Rod. But bottom line is, you know this, Gorilla, if you don't get out and do that road work yourself, then you're not going to get it done. And Virgil,
how would you explain wrestling to a non-fan? I would say it's the best mix of athletics and storytelling that exists in this world of any other art form.
this is $1 million payback for Virgil.
What would have made Virgil better would have been him in a robe that said opponent with a theme song of Why Can't We Be Friends? I get that reference. Up, Heenan's back.
The return of Mr. Lucky. Hey, Bob. So how did it go? Hey, Boots. Boy, nice job.
What went right? The Hardy Punk feud in 2009. Almost everything. Great feud. Love that SummerSlam match. Oh, Virgil crashed and burned. What's with Triple H's split personality between the main roster and NXT? I have absolutely no idea. It's like two different people. All right, is Virgil going to get counted out here?
Sherry's very upset. Sherry understands there's trouble here. She could lose a meal ticket. Oh, baby. The way she looks, it'll be hard to get another meal. What's happened since I've been gone? What's happened? Oh, we've been having fun. But you're back.
Piper. Oh!
The usual. DiBiase's cleaning up the arena with Virgil.
Bree Mummy, welcome.
Remember, Virgil.
Speaking of NXT, funny story, they showed 2 video packages for Roman Lesnar, and both times we all booed. Oh, shit. Damn.
Right into the steel steps. Virgil able to catch himself a little bit there. We talked about endurance earlier. We talked about...
Oh, DiBiase in firm control here.
I talked about absorbing punishment. I talked about catching your breath. Talked about let DiBiase punch himself out. We said it might require a lot of pain, Virgil. First thing Virgil said was, I ain't scared of nothing.
Don't you mean Super Dragon? Super Dragon! Super Dragon! Oh, Virgil gets clobbered again.
To get where you want to go. He's taking more than a couple of shots. DiBiase making the motion there, and the belt belongs to me.
Oh, fist drop. There's that classic DiBiase fist drop.
I've done in the past.
Woo.
One thing is going to change. One thing about DiBiase. You don't mess with his money or the $1 million belt. Virgil had a nice push job. All he had to do was keep his mouth shut.
What went wrong? Star Wars The Last Jedi. Okay, I like The Last Jedi. I really did. It's not a perfect film and it has its problems, but it was very polarizing to say the least. Oh, double axe handle by DiBiase. The $1 Million Man in firm control. Oh, Virgil barely got out.
Too close, too close. Virgil just kicking out at the last split second, or 1/10 of a second. DiBiase's got a ferocity here I've never seen before.
Can you imagine, Piper? Yes. That dummy Virgil wants to win the $1 million belt with all that.
Back body drop. Virgil is getting outclassed here.
I'm telling you, said so.
I'm in the I hate The Last Jedi camp. I mean, I get it. It's not for everybody, but
Come on, Virgil, look where you are.
I think some of that like split reaction to it, they're gonna panic and kind of go overboard to make up for it in 9.
I've been holding the belt of the real world heavyweight champion.
Oh, duck underneath.
$1 Million Dream by Virgil. What went right? The Jericho HBK 2003 feud. Just about everything. The feud was great. I especially loved what they did at the Royal Rumble. I thought that was beautiful, what they did there. Perfect. Up there's Sherry. Getting involved. Wham! Wallops Virgil. Belt can't change hands on a DQ.
We were talking about the $1 million belt. Not like this. Come on, bro.
DiBiase just saved his title. Jericho HBK 2008 better than Jericho HBK 2003. Probably, but, you know, I thought both feuds were great.
The referee has every right to disqualify the $1 million man for outside.
See, Piper's reacting right to this. He's like, no, then he keeps the title. What's your favorite food? Anything Italian.
Number 1, he is ordering that the sensational Sherry return to her dressing room now. He can't do that. He can't do that.
That referee has a lot of power. He can suspend an independent agent, a manager.
The referee has further ruled that the
Match between the $1 Million Man and Virgil will continue. Ever had any comments from neighbors over the volume of your wrestling reactions? No, I haven't, actually. Have not. At the time, when you called Jericho HBK at Mania 19 a dream match? Yes, I called it that. It was the match I wanted. There's Rene Goulet. Okay, match is restarted. Virgil gets a second chance. Now this is where we get into real like DiBiase dickhead territory. This closing bit here. Come on, Virgil. There you go. God, Piper sounds so invested in this. It's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. DiBiase goes down.
He didn't get another chance. Sherry hit him with a punch with something loaded in it. You call that another chance?
We need more Lucha Underground refs in wrestling. I love Jericho's line during the video package. I stopped trying to be the next Shawn Michaels, and I concentrated on becoming the first Chris Jericho. Yeah, it's a great line. Virgil mounting punches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. One more for good measure.
You've got to suck it up now, Virgil. I know you're tired, but this is what champions are made out of.
A reversal. Up, and the referee goes down. Here's where the match gets golden. Like, this is one of my favorite sequences ever. I mean, you want a great heel. Look at what you're about to see here. What are your thoughts on Ludwig Borga after his WWF run? He was a pro boxer, music artist, actor, and was also in Finnish Parliament for a few years. He didn't really do anything that impressed me in wrestling. I didn't get the character. It's like, wait, we're at war with Finland now? Like, he's taunting Piper.
Come on, Virgil! You get it now! Yes!
This is the beginning of the end for Virgil.
Suplex!
Suplex and a beauty!
Are you Italian? My mom's side of the family is Italian.
He's getting his win back, but he's keeping Virgil.
What went wrong? Bart Gunn after the Brawl for All. The fact that he won it and pissed everybody off backstage, apparently. Which is stupid. It's like, well, then don't make it a shoot, dumbasses. Another suplex. Listen to Piper. Another suplex.
Come on, Virgil!
He's keeping him down, Piper. He's keeping him beaten.
Come on, Virgil! You can make it!
I got another one for you, Piper.
Come on, Virgil!
Jesus. Oh, God. Now he's smacking Virgil while he's down. Pile driver. Boom! What did you think of what Velveteen had written on his tights last night? I laughed. I thought it was funny. You should make slime. It will calm you down. What, the mood slime from Ghostbusters 2? Oh, and he kicked the referee back down. One more. DiBiase's just being a dick here. My partner is Italian. We used to live there. Which part are your relatives from? I have no idea. I'd have to go back and look at my family history. Butterbean came to play. If you were booking, would you have had DiBiase go over? No. This is the great, like, face gets his big victory moment. He's going to ram Virgil into the exposed turnbuckle. Here we go. At the last second, Virgil's reverses it. DiBiase goes into the corner. And the referee is back up just in time. Convenient. Come on, Virgil. God, DiBiase's unconscious. I like when finishes like that would make sense. I like it where matches like this, where finishes like that would make sense. Oh, hey, he had his face rammed into solid steel and he's still unconscious. That makes sense. Rumor has it WWE wants to do horsewomen versus horsewomen in Survivor Series. That's okay. I'm fine with that. Virgil crawls over, gets the pin. 1, 2, 3. What a nice, beautifully told wrestling story that was. $1 million champion, Virgil! Biggest night of Virgil's career. Top 20 SummerSlam matches? This would be on there. In my personal list, it would be on there. Baby. Did somebody say Adam Cole? I also read it's going to be Alexa versus Trish at the Evolution pay-per-view. That'd be neat, I guess. Can't wait for October Halloween, as opposed to December Halloween. At this point, the MDC should have been considered a sanctioned title. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't have been opposed to that. It's a nice belt, though. I've told people before, if I was going to get any replica belt, it would be either the Winged Eagle WWF title belt, the big gold belt, or the $1 Million Championship belt. Those are the three I would get. Who beats Tommaso for the championship? I have no idea. Not a clue. Now, okay, you want to talk about a heel getting his comeuppance? Watch the Jailhouse match and the fallout from it. They built up the Mountie for 8 months at this point, 8 or 9 months. And by Big Gold, you mean the NWA WCW version, not the WWE version. Yes, yes, I do. I mean the NWA version. What did you think was match of the night last night? Probably the tag match. If I had to say it, probably the tag match. See, here it is. You know, the Mountie had been beating everybody and acting like a dick and shocking people with the shock stick and all sorts of other things. And in this match, he gets, like, all of that just blows up in his face. Perfect way. Build up heat, and then when the time is right, you have him take the fall. All right. Now, I'm going to take a quick break here. I need to go to the bathroom, so don't go away. We'll be right back with more. Hello, I'm back. Now we're going to get an epic Big Boss Man promo here.
Just who is going to win the Jailhouse match tonight?
I believe the Mountie has the wrong idea. He shouldn't be out there talking to New York City's finest on how to treat me. He should
be on hands and knees, praying to God.
Praying to God.
Yeah.
That he makes it through till tomorrow morning, because he's going to be the one who spends a long, hard night in jail. Somebody's going to the slammer. Here in the big eye.
All right, just catching up on your comments. I love the tag match. God, why is the chat like acting weird? Not you guys. Like it's like almost everyone in my section was cheering for Undisputed. Okay.
Going to jail for the night, huh? And the Mountie wants the New York City Police Department not to be respectful the way they were, not to be nice about arresting them. They They want him to be rough.
What belt would you want if you were a superstar? Yeah, the Winged Eagle title belt, obviously. Or the big gold belt or the $1 million title belt. Gargano is a moron. I'll talk more about that finish. Oh, here comes the boss man. There's a hard time. You'll be serving hard time. You know the big boss man will help you walk the line. You better watch it, boys. You'll be serving hard time. You don't have a heel build his heat by the GM screwing him over all the time? No, you don't do that.
This is going to be a classic. Once and for all, we're going to know. I know, but with everybody.
Find any mice in your bathroom? No. If Cody wins the NWA Championship, it's just in name because its history is on the WWE Championship. Well, didn't the NWA... Okay, and I'm not completely familiar with the title lineage. Didn't the NWA split from WCW? And when that happened, the NWA title became its own entity?
The boss man just dropped him. There's the boss with the sauce right there, boss.
Ooh!
Ooh, nice uppercut.
By the way, Jacques Rougeau was so great at playing the Mountie. Kind of underrated character. Oh! Back elbow and the boss man with a big splash. 1, 2. No, Mountie kicked out.
I'm going to get the boss man a pack of cigarettes. Are you leaving again? I'm going to take some cigarettes. Where? I am. He doesn't even smoke. No, but he's going to need him to bribe the screws.
Bobby. He's going to need cigarettes to bribe the screws. The NWA title's been its own thing since the 40s. Yeah, that's what I thought. Was that a real shock stick the Mountie was using? No, no. Are you eating a banana? Yes, I am. And boom! The boss man goes after Jimmy. Look at Jimmy bolt.
He worries about Jimmy Hart. He's going to have to worry about who's going to be his cellmate tonight. Right in the eye. He's got to beat that mommy. This is turning into a brawl, too. We've had punches exchanged. They have tried a wrestling maneuver. They've just gone.
Bye, Krista.
Oh, it's high flying.
Oh, boss man caught him. Hey, bananas are good for you, man.
Where's he going to dump him?
He's going to dump him. Oh, spine buster.
What's that tinkle I hear? Jimmy Hart doing his job, trying to distract the big boss man. But he's obviously on the straight and narrow right now. Look at, he's trying to tear that head right off his shoulder. But I would have figured the boss man would have tried to go for a pin there. I'm surprised he's trying to wear Mountie down, and I'm surprised that the boss man is falling for a Jimmy.
Will your SummerSlam TakeOver review be in live stream or video? Live stream. That's the plan anyway. Oh. Boss man goes right into the steps. Took his eye off the ball, went after the manager.
Audience here and boy, they've been treated royally so far. We've seen the Intercontinental Belt change hands. We've seen Virgil become the new $1 million champion. Now we're going to see somebody go to the slide. Look at the boss man. He should get used to sleeping on the floor, because that's where he's going to be tonight.
That's what it's all about. The Mountie's the only law and order. The Mountie's the only law and order, baby.
Right, Jimmy. What a fountain of misinformation. Like a stick in a piece of bread. He could be the file. Look out. Elbow finds the ball.
Jumping back elbow by the Mountie.
Well executed. The boss man was on a roll. Everything was going his way until he fell.
You know what's weird? The Mountie and the boss man are wearing the same pants. Like the same style of pants.
He has a tendency to get his man.
When do you post videos live? I don't have a set schedule. I'll just kind of do it when I do it. Into the corner, Boss Man goes. Jesus.
A little stiff there, Bones.
Certainly they teach the Boss Man that at the Harvard School of Business. Hooks the leg, but only gets a 2 count.
Come on, Boss Man.
That meter maid from County up.
That meter maid.
Both guys throwing caution to the wind here, unloading with those roundhouse rights. Nice reversal now.
Here comes Boss Man. Oh! Right into the corner. Missed.
Jimmy Hart screaming at him. The Mountie always gets his man.
Instead of going to WCW, Heenan should have replaced Carson on the Tonight Show, and it would have worked. Probably. I mean,
Andy and Bonnie are going to let you out in the morning. You're in for one horrible night.
Snapmare.
Mountie does go to jail. Maybe he will get his man.
Elbow drop by the Mountie, and another one finds the mark.
Elbow after elbow.
Over for the cover.
Kick out.
Yes. Oh, look, he didn't look that late.
No, sir. Technique. We cannot forget the basics. Doesn't matter what kind of brawl it turns into.
Bobby Lashley is a lie. He lost to face Brock.
You must hook the leg.
I don't know what you're trying to say there. Drop kick.
But we're not dealing with finesse here. These two guys are fighting. They're fighting for a reputation, and they're fighting for their survival tonight. They're fighting to stay out of the can.
Oh, Boss Man just powered out of that pin.
Boss Man still got some figure in him. The heck is Jimmy Hart trying to do there? The hell's wrong with you?
Trying to save his man.
Ooh.
Oh,
Clothesline City right on the apron. Look at that little rut. The greatest walking ever.
Are you watching SummerSlam? I will tonight, yes.
Jimmy Hart. Come on, Boss Man, get up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Would you like to see Ishii versus Suzuki at Wrestle Kingdom 13? Yeah, I would.
I've watched Lee's story before in Colombo. Huh. Yeah. I think you're speaking from personal experience.
I could do 30 minutes on that.
Oh, Boss Man's coming back. Here we go. Ooh, now they're clobbering each other. Biting. Pile driver on the Boss Man. That's not going to work.
Get him up. I don't think he's got anything left.
No, Boss Man's keeping a low bomb on it, man.
Oh, oh, oh,
Oh,
oh. Pile driver on the Boss Man.
well, he got the pile driver in. It wasn't all that well executed, but under the circumstances, both men so
Saturday night main event. What year? What do you mean, what year? Kendrick Lewis, what are you asking about? We're watching SummerSlam 91 right now. Yeah.
Why is the Mountie waiting so long?
Well, he's giving Jimmy Hart a signal. Something's going on here. They're going to play. They're going to play.
What's going on? All he's got to do is cover him.
Nobody ever said he was a mental giant. He was the second.
Oh, he's got the shock stick. Got the shock stick. No, he missed.
Come on, get up, Boss Man. It's behind you. Look at that little runt. Are you rodent? Jimmy Hart ran over and grabbed that stick before the referee could see it.
Leapfrog by the Mountie. Leapfrog again. Boss Man under. No. Uppercut.
I'm surprised his head's still on his shoulders. Sends him in for the ride.
Boss Man slam. 1, 2. The Mountie barely rolled his shoulder up. Barely rolled that shoulder up.
Have you ever seen such splendid competition, such drive in athletes?
Ooh, Boss Man goes down.
From the backside, by the Mountie, still have another.
Any old landmark events or concepts you'd like to see return? I mean, War Games would have been my one, but we got that back last year. Hog Wild. Hog Wild. But yeah, let's bring World War III back too. Another pile driver. The Mountie going for it. Oh, Boss Man counters. Alabama slam. Ouch. 1, 2, 3. Boss Man wins it. You know what that means. Oh, dear. Oh, dear. What's going to happen to the Mountie? Oh, law enforcement's here. They're going to cuff him and drag him away.
And the way the Mountie talked to these police officers just a few minutes ago. What was that? I don't want you to be nice and kind like the New York City Police Department used to. I want you to be rough like the Mounties.
Don't drop the soap, Mountie. Nope. You can't do this to me! You can't do this to me! There's another dated reference for you. I wonder if they pre-taped all this stuff, like all the stuff at the jailhouse before the show. I guess they would have had to. Into the paddy wagon he goes. Is he kicking the window? Yeah, he's kicking the window. Bye. And oh, guys, this isn't the end. We get to revisit the Mountie a few more times throughout the night. How you felt when Matt Riddle showed up at NXT TakeOver? It was cool to see him. That's really all I felt about it.
The match made in heaven, the match made in hell. This may be Mountie's night in hell. He's getting exactly what he deserved. You expect me to feel sorry for him, boobs?
Oh God, they even got footage of the thing rolling out of the arena.
I never thought I'd like that sound. Oh, he's on his way. Right now, let's take you to BG Oakland.
Well, Gorilla, I can assure you it's not going to be any night at the beach.
I got something to say. Never enter the World Wrestling.
Now, this is like the intermission of the show where we get a bunch of like mid-show promos.
This man ripped me off this match.
DiBiase is really not happy.
Talk about disqualification. Virgil jumped me from behind. The bell should have rung. It should have been over right there. Why did he tell me? Because he knows that's the only way he could ever have beat me. Then the referee stops the match, rings the bell, kicks her out of ringside. Jack Dunny stands behind that. Should have never happened. Let me tell you something, Virgil. You stole it. That's the only way you get it.
Got a serious match of the judges. The thing not a man standing by right now. Let's go to Sean Mooney.
Well, thank you, Gene. Joining me, the new Intercontinental Champion, Bret the Hitman Hart. Bret.
There's Bret.
You know, it doesn't get any better than this. This has got to be the greatest day for the Hitman. I've waited a long time to prove to Mr. Perfect that there's no such thing as perfect.
You heard that Gargano and EC3 got injured. I saw what happened to EC3. His eye got swollen shut. I saw that.
You just weren't good enough. You're looking at the World Wrestling Federation Intercontinental Champion.
Let's go over to Mean Gene Okerlund.
All right, with me at this time, disasters. Jimmy Hart, you've got to be concerned about the Mountie. He's on his way to the Slammer right now.
Get my lawyers on the phone. I want my lawyers on the phone right now because nobody's going to get away with this. We were ripped off. I'm telling you, Gene, I'm going to put another
Jimmy Hart, give me a break. I want to right now talk to
Jimmy's having an apoplectic episode.
Stuck your noses in where it shouldn't belong.
Stuck it where it don't belong. Lynch and Doom. We're going to eat you up, chew you up, and spit you out.
What about an earthquake?
Lynch and Doom. You are the ones that stuck your nose in our business and was our match. We had the problem with Andre the Giant, and you prevented us from getting them. You are history.
I'd say Jimmy's a top 10 managers.
My colleague once again.
Yeah, and Road Warriors and Natural Disasters, they would feud all the way to Royal Rumble 92, and I think they were supposed to face off at WrestleMania 8, but then a bunch of shit went down. And Money Inc. was created, like, on the fly, and Natural Disasters turned face out of nowhere.
This is just a small sample of what you got to look forward to. That ride downtown, you got to look forward to getting booked in and getting thrown in that cell with God knows who. But the plain and simple fact is, I promised everybody in this country, every man, woman, and child, that I am the law and order in the World Wrestling Federation. And that is a fact now. No more questions. Canadian Mountie, you're just a criminal. A bad guy.
They cut a promo at Mania 8, but they didn't wrestle.
Plain and simple.
What comment? Did I miss it? What comment did you have, Krista?
Let's see if we can find Gene Okerlund.
All right, thank you very much, Sean Mooney. The Macho Man.
Oh, we got the Macho Man, Randy Savage.
With the lovely Elizabeth here at SummerSlam. Macho Man, I know you're on the horn with the 900 number.
By the way, Randy Savage's outfit for the wedding,
Macho Man.
top notch.
Well, apparently, yeah. Well, apparently I'm not going to get an opportunity to talk with the Macho Man. However, right next door in her dressing room, and I'm sure she is just radiant, and of course always willing for a little conversation, Miss Elizabeth. I think I'll sneak over and talk to her.
No way. Were you in a hurry if we're so going to see somebody?
Apparently
You
not.
didn't know it. Apparently it's not her.
All right. Thank you.
I think if you stayed here with me, that would be fine. You don't mind making this a party line call, do you?
I think that's the way it's going to be with that. Let's start.
When you get married, you should walk down the aisle to the Rocky theme. If she's okay with that. When did the Shawn Michaels and Triple H? When did the feud get stale? Probably after the Hell in a Cell match. It should have been over. It never really got to a point where I was sick of seeing it though. So the Jailhouse match is my favorite gimmick match. The only wrestling wedding I've cared about until Mundo and Taya. Yeah, we got the wedding. Which Nikki broke up with John Cena. Yeah, whatever. I don't care about Nikki breaking up with John Cena. I really don't care.
First of all, I never thought the Hitman would beat Mr. Perfect. I never thought Virgil would walk out of here with $1 million belt. I never thought, I'm speaking, you mind? I never thought that the Mountie would be on his way to jail. Now, but I have thought about Sid Justice, and I guarantee you, he's up to something. What makes you think? It's been too quiet. Have you heard anything about him in the last hour, 2 hours, 3 hours or so? No. Well,
So what does that mean?
Well, a guy like
I'm
Sid
trying to tell you
Justice
something or
makes
what?
noise. A guy like Sid Justice makes noise.
Don't read something that isn't there, Frank. Give me a break.
Hey, something
You
happens.
know, the Macho Man's been talking so much on that phone. Maybe he won't have any voice left to say I do.
All you gotta say is, oh yeah.
I understand that paddy wagon.
Seen Isle of Dogs? No, I haven't. I heard it was really good.
Jailhouse Rock, baby.
You hate this channel? I'm sorry. I apologize. Oh, here we go. We get to visit the Mountie. This is him getting dragged into the... He's about to get booked, processed.
Oh, you stupid! You know who I am? I'm the Mountie! Oh, wait a minute! We speak the same language! Let me show you! You have to write their name on it! Oh, you have to write their name! Wow!
This is gold. This is just gold. Will you be watching tonight's SummerSlam? Yes. Not as a live stream on this channel, but yes.
Well, not exactly a warm reception for the Mountie.
Let me tell you something, baby. They better not hurt one hair on the Mountie's head. My lawyer's on the way to the police station right now.
Jimmy Hart, you're going to have to put the Mountie's problems aside for the moment as the Nasty Boys prepare to defend the tag team belts.
You heard Cena returning in China? I heard he was going to be having a match.
And Jack Tunney coagulated to make these rules. Well, let me tell you, LOD, Jack Tunney ain't coming in the ring with you. It's just you and us. And you're going to Nastyville, and this is one trick you're not coming back from. Hey, let me tell you something, hot animal. Let me tell you, no more crying, no more whining. It's you against us for the goal. The heat's on, it's melting your face. It's your last trip to Nastyville, and you're going
Damn, the Nasty Boys are intense, aren't they? They look like Bebop and Rocksteady almost, like before they turned into a Rhino and a Warthog.
Take a look right there.
Up, here we go, more Mountie. There's a great bit here while they're taking his picture. You're not taking my picture. You're not. What? That's great.
Not exactly a picture for the wallet, Jimmy Hart. I can't take pictures of the Mountie like that. That's an invasion.
Yeah, Cena will debut his new finisher there also. Oh, yay. I'm stoked. Hopefully by then he'll learn to apply an STF, right? Do you think the live crowd saw all this? I'm willing to bet they probably didn't. So, special treat for the pay-per-view viewing audience.
No count out, no disqualification, animal.
That's right, Gene. No count.
If Flair won the world title, a small unheard of promotion, would you count that as 17 world titles? Sure, why not?
In the garden against the Nasty Boys, ready to take those titles. And we hear all this commotion. We go through the curtain, and the natural disasters are trying to jump Andre 2-on-1. So how can I be saying to take it upon ourselves to even up the odds? How do you like that, natural disasters? Anytime, anywhere, we ain't afraid of you. Tell 'em, Hawk. Well,
Jimmy Hart sounds like a very concerned parent.
It seems to me.
Jesus Christ, Hawk has the greatest voice.
Just pick up a little bit more than they can chew. Well, somewhere down the line.
Do you think it'll be Jericho versus Naito 2 at Wrestle Kingdom 13? Could be. I wouldn't mind that.
We'll spit you out like the stinking bad tartar that was stuck to our teeth. But first and foremost on our minds,
Our rotten minds.
is the Nasty Boys and the WWF Tag Team title.
How did Hawk pass away?
The Nasty Boys.
Didn't he have a heart attack?
Call them the Passy Boys. You see, there's boys, there's men, and there's monsters. Oh, what a rush.
Thank you, Legion of Doom. Apparently there is more going on right
What a
now
rush.
involving the Mountie.
Up, more Mountie. Let's keep seeing it. You're not taking my finger. You're not taking my fingerprints. You want the finger? There's the finger. The first middle finger in WWE television, I think. Do you like spicy food? I'm okay with spicy food. I can't eat a lot of it. Otherwise, it causes the Ring of Fire problems.
Numbered at the New York City jail. And
Good stuff.
I'm sure you can relate to that situation as you prepare.
Did you hear about Jericho's proposal for a match with Rollins to WWE? I did hear about that. I don't know all the details.
Outnumbered, puke face. You piece of human garbage. Outnumbered. We're not the ones that are going to be outnumbered. It's Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior that's going to be outnumbered. In fact, they'll be outnumbered before the match even starts. Take a look at the Ultimate Puke. He still looks a little snake bit to me. And the Immortal Slime.
The Immortal Slime Hulk Hogan.
Gash in his head. Lost about 6 gallons of blood. In fact, it looks.
What do you think should be the junior heavyweight title match at Wrestle Kingdom? See, now that Hiromu's out of the mix, I don't know. That kind of like screws everything up. So they're going to have to figure something out. I don't know what the match should be, but.
Right now, let's go over to Mean Gene Okerlund.
All right, you people know this man. He is the
Sid Justice.
referee for tonight's main event, the match made in hell.
This is a long string of promos.
How are you going to call this one tonight?
Like I said, it was kind of like an intermission.
The question is, Sid Justice, where do you stand? Well, I think I've answered that question.
What kind of bird can't fly? An ostrich? Roadrunners?
Well, now, wait a minute, Sid Justice. We could take exception to that because right here in
Yeah, I might order pizza right now. You're making it sound really good.
television camera.
Today's not my cheat day, though, so
it's your
gotta be a good boy.
Sergeant Slaughter and Company.
Yeah, come join Side with Iraq. Yeah, join Iraq. It's great.
There has got to be some excellent.
What kind of bird can't fly? A jailbird. Fair point.
I did not promise those guys one thing, and the same thing I did not promise the Ultimate Warrior or Hulk Hogan one thing.
and I am going to make one final promise.
I love that Vince tried to, like, his initial idea with Sid was to make him like the next like Hulk Hogan babyface. And it's like, you look at him, it's like, dude, he's a monster heel. Like, that's what he should be.
He may not have made a promise, but he had a big smile on his kisser.
All right, tag titles up next.
Supposed to be impartial. He was doing an awful lot of smiling. What do you say? I'm saying it doesn't smell right.
Krista, you've said bye like 7 times. I like those Nasty Boys Cabbage Patch dolls. Those are neat.
The Nasty Boys are doomed, it says. Perhaps they are. There's Big Bird and Leon.
Do you think Jimmy Hart was a good fit to manage the Nasty Boys? Well enough. I mean, Jimmy worked well with just about everybody he was put with, so. Here we go. Now, this is a big match, too, because this is the first time that the LOD, the Road Warriors, won the WWF Tag Titles. Making them, their big thing is that they won the tag titles in the NWA, they won them in WCW, and they won them in WWE. And they were the only team to do that. They just beat up the Nasty Boys. And the match is no disqualification, so the Nasty Boys can't save their titles. I think Jimmy Hart was at his best with the Honky Tonk Man. They fit together really well, Honky Tonk and Jimmy. And the Road Warriors are just beating the shit out of them. Oh, what's Animal doing? A power bomb by Animal. Nope. Did the Road Warriors face the Signers? I know they did at Starrcade 89 as part of that Iron Man thing. Reversal. Oh, it's a Guri by Hawk.
I'll tell you something. If the Nasty Boys are smart, they'll lay back and they'll wait for LOD.
Shoulder block.
Because they don't have to beat LOD. LOD. I was trying to say something. Why don't you take another walk?
Yeah, that door must have obviously hit you in the butt. He too.
Maybe the Hulkster's back in his dressing room. Just a moment, yes.
And the side.
Could you go please check on that? I'm sending one of my staff members now to check on
Road Warriors and Demolition yet. What the hell was that? They just sprayed something in Hawk's face. It's not mace, is it?
Nasty Boys pulling out all the stops here. They'll have to get by Legion of Doom. Whoa, head first.
Hawk's blinded. He's trying to get out of there. Oh, don't waste the sodas. That's for the production team. I assume it is. They need to take breaks during the show, man.
And it's not even Saturday night here in the Apple.
Do you have any pre-Hall of Fame predictions? I think Vader will probably go in. Finally. Oh.
Here comes Animal.
As nasty as they want to be. That's what they say, and that's what they do.
Jab going on as a tag goes around the throat. No disqualification. That's right.
WWE running out of legends, though. Yeah. Put Undertaker in the Hall of Fame. So I never have to watch him wrestle again.
My staff member just told me Sid Justice is not in his dressing room. So what? Well, where would he be? Is he in Hogan's dressing room? Is he in the Warriors' dressing room? Maybe he went to the men's room. He has a men's room in his room. Or is he with Slaughter, Mustafa, and Adnan? Telling you.
We're telling us.
Into the steel steps. Undertaker won't go into Hall of Fame till he retires in 2099. Cesaro versus Brock at WrestleMania 31. Yeah, if they had actually pushed Cesaro after winning that Battle Royal, they could have done something there, but nope. Cesaro just didn't grab that brass ring hard enough.
This match is tailor-made for both teams. LOD has no regard for the rules, and the Nasty Boys
Hawk's in trouble.
Playing nasty. So let them enjoy themselves and have some fun. They are. Right now, it's the Nasty Boys who are having the fun. I wouldn't be surprised when the Nasty Boys get done beating LOD if they don't go down to the jail and bust the mommy out.
There's an image for you.
Why don't you go down and bail them out? You say bail them out, bust them out. I heard what you said.
He sounds too Swiss. Vince on the Austin podcast.
In trouble as the Nasty Boys have cut the ring in half here.
Oh. See, to me, if it's no DQs, just like, might as well just make it a tornado tag match. What's the difference?
Cutting Hawk off, they know they got Hawk in trouble. If they can keep him from tagging, they can go for the win.
Hawk's been in there a long time.
He's getting tired, too.
Another tag made. Look at the referee. What's he got to do in a match like this? There's no rules, no contact, no disqualification.
Yes, but
Would you like to see the Kings of Wrestling reunite on the main roster? Maybe.
too far. He's there to
I don't know. I think the Bar is a pretty good team right now. So,
If they want any four of them to take a whack at him, they don't care.
oh, Nasty Boys
That's his got.
got some double team stuff going.
Have somebody submit. That's what he's there for. I know that. To declare the winner.
Only if they had let Cesaro perform the UFO along with the giant swing. Oh yeah,
Bombs away.
big elbow.
Little low, maybe. The Legion of Dirt finish right in the abdomen.
Animal finally gets in there.
Little teamwork there on the national.
Ooh, I was never the biggest fan of Sheamus either, but I think this tag run he's had with Cesaro is like the best run of his career. Come on, Hawk. Gets the tag. Now Animal. Clotheslines. Clotheslines.
He's exploding. Animal's been waiting for that tag, and he's in there now.
2, 3. Ooh, clobbers the other guy. Sags goes down. Knobs is getting knocked around. Big power slam. 1. No. Yeah, it's, Ono would have to like work on his look a little bit. We'll call that the code for he needs to lose weight.
This could be hazardous to your health. Put a warning on you.
Up, here we go. Oh! See, they're doing all this stuff behind the referee's back. It's like, dude, it's no DQ. Who cares? The helmet. Animal forced him out of the ring.
But Animal manages to kick out. I don't believe it. Hawk's making his way around. Uh-oh. Hawk trying to get
Oh, Hawk, he's got Jimmy. And he's got the helmet. Boom! Wallops Knobs. And he hits Sags with it. Here we go. Here we go. History about to be made. Doomsday device. Boom! 1, 2, 3. New tag champs. The Road Warriors winning their first WWF tag team titles. And to think Ono was supposed to be the third Shield member instead of Roman, hindsight being what it is, Roman as the third member worked better. I agree. What is the most ridiculously fake-looking move in wrestling? The Irish Whip. How many people do you know, like, run in, like, a perfectly straight line if you just fling them across the room? It doesn't happen. How much would you need to get paid to take a Doomsday device? Sizable sum. A couple $100 probably.
We saw it in Virgil, we saw it in the Hitman, and now the World Wrestling Federation, tag team champions.
And they beat him at their own game. That's what's bad. Knock down and drag out. Talk about guys being nasty. Legion of Doom is a track. Extremely nasty.
LOD. LOD.
You deserve it, boys. You deserve it.
This capacity crowd on its feet.
Oh, look at the little kid in the LOD shoulder pads.
All over the world. Millions of people right now are doing it. Yelling LOD. We're going to continue to keep.
All right, so that's another historic match from the show. Historic moment. How about a flaming table spot? Oh, God, never. Never. Oh, poor Mountie. Get led away to his cell. This part's great. This part's great. Let me go, I'll walk. Let me go, I'll walk. He tried to run away. And there he is. Getting put in his cell. You got the wrong man. Did Boss Man lose the match and we just miss it?
November 27th, Survivor Series will be coming at you. Teams trying to survive is the name of the game for Survivor Series.
Celebrate your Thanksgiving with the Survivor Series.
Survivor Series.
Wednesday night, November 27th.
The gravest challenge.
Thanksgiving tradition, only on pay-per-view.
What a hot item that's going to be, Hot Rod. Whoa. Let me get this straight. Thanksgiving Eve, the night before Thanksgiving, right? That's what Thanksgiving is. And I can be home Thanksgiving and get presents from
Okay, now this is the most skippable match on the whole show. Erwin R. Shyster, IRS, versus Greg the Hammer Valentine. Yeah. It's about as exciting as it sounds. Wasn't Survivor Series 91 so great? Yeah, stellar show. Loved it.
I've got your number, don't he, Piper? Or your return, whatever it is.
When it comes to paying taxes, you people have become a bunch of finger pointers and crybabies.
This is one of the lamest gimmicks. I'm sorry. Like, IRS is another one that just didn't click with me.
Well, it's time to cut the crime and start paying.
Would you believe me if I said one beer at Barclays Center costs $12.50? Shit, that's a lot. Hey, Greg. Greg was basically a glorified jobber at this point. I mean, I guess that's better than being part of Rhythm and Blues, but...
Figure 4 versus the W4.
That's a good line. It's a good line, Bobby. Such a... I mean, this is like the definition of a filler match.
This will be a good match. Good wrestling technicians in there. Say what you want about Erwin R. Shyster. The man can wrestle. No question about that. And the Hammer, the longer you beat on, the more he likes.
And how annoying was that having to work in that suit, like that with the suspenders and everything?
Also, it's two completely different styles. Erwin being very fast, very capable. Hammer taking his time, very methodical. Everything's thought out.
Wow. What a shoulder block by the Hammer off the ropes.
Tax Day is Bo Dallas and Bray Wyatt's favorite day of the year. Maybe.
Yeah, well, I'm the one that got audited, so I'm not going to stop until I'm sure he's got my message.
Hammer knows how to give you the message.
Okay,
No doubt about that.
I can attest to that.
What a night
And it's been here in Madison Square Garden for SummerSlam. Intercontinental title has changed hands. The World Wrestling Federation tag team
Drop down.
The $1 million
Shoulder block.
now belongs to the former bodyguard, Virgil. What a night. Talk about making the town.
Yeah, there's not much to react to in this one. It's just, even as a kid, I remember like,
Don't forget,
eh.
the Mountie is spending the night in jail.
I hope so. I haven't forgotten.
Boy, I'll tell you something. I wouldn't want to be in the Mountie shoes for anything.
He's going to have some soul.
Dodger Stadium, the beer is also $12.50. Took my wife to a game in June for her birthday. She's a Dodgers fan, and I'm an A's fan. So is Moneyball like one of your favorite movies? Lucian, hours on? I've been on for what? Almost 2 hours, it seems, I think, right? Just about 2 hours?
That Jake the Snake Roberts and The Undertaker have been seen somewhere here in Madison Square Garden. What on earth are they doing here if that's true? It's only a rumor.
I know. I
said it was. You probably started with
Yeah, they just said Jake Roberts and The Undertaker are at MSG. Why are they at MSG? For those of you who saw footage of the Randy Savage, Miss Elizabeth wedding reception, they crashed the party by giving Miss Elizabeth a wedding gift that had a cobra in it. We were all too sweeting each other when Adam Cole Baby came out for his match last night. Cool.
Trying to buy a little time on the outside, IRS, but Hammer having none of it right out there to meet him. There hasn't been one.
Did the King Cobra have a name? Not that I recall. I don't remember them ever naming it. He did have a second snake after Damien called Lucifer, when Earthquake killed Damien, and they never. Or what I meant to say is like nobody remembers Lucifer, but I do. Thank you, thank you. It is a nice haircut. I like this haircut. I look like Forrest Gump this way. Arbach. God, these guys are really lighting it up right now. This is such an exciting match. Even when I watched the show on VHS as a kid, I would always fast forward over this match because I just didn't care. Which is sad because I like Greg Valentine and I like Mike Rotunda as a talent, but this IRS gimmick just doesn't do it for me. Run, Patrick, run! I sure do know a lot about shrimp.
I was going to say, somebody told me that the tie was just a clip-on, but I don't know. Well, the suspenders aren't clip-on. So did your dad wear suspenders? Sometimes. Your dad? Oh, you wouldn't know, Piper. They were never home. You got there. What's that got to do with it? Laughed us. He was your kid. Would you wait? He was your kid. Would you wait for him to come home? He used to get his lunch wrapped in a rope. He used to get his lunch wrapped in a road mat. Who's talking to me? Somebody's bugging me over here. Well, that's one of your stooges, one of your assistants. He's been flossing the toilet paper again.
Thought you were going for an O2 Brock look. Sure, that too. Why not?
But they don't know where he came from.
Ooh, a high spot. We're getting a high spot in this match. Look at that, guys.
Oh, he waited a little bit too long. Hammer right there to meet him. Hammer had one good hold on him there too on the top rope. Come on, Hammer, go for it. We'll see that figure four very shortly.
When I had Mania 20 on VHS, I would always fast forward through Goldberg Lesnar. Was that show released on VHS? I would think that would be, or did you just tape it off pay-per-view? Because I remember like people were still doing that in like the mid-2000s, like recording stuff with a VHS tape, and I don't think anybody does that anymore. But
Hammer smells it now.
figure four. It's amazing that Greg and Rick didn't work with each other when Rick came to the WWF. That'll the figure fours. It's a natural thing to do.
I don't think IRS can get to the
Retro Kid, welcome to the stream. How you doing?
Boy, he's fighting it. He made it.
You watching an older SummerSlam? Yes, I'm watching SummerSlam 91.
What guts?
You know he's hurt. Those collateral ligaments are stretched out now, Hot Rod.
Damn them collaterals.
Just say he hurt his knee, will you? Keep it simple for the human.
Yeah, you're the only one.
See, even the bad matches, you get Bobby Heenan kind of riffing and making it funny. Oh, missed the elbow.
Oh, but he didn't go to it. He went to drop an elbow instead. He double-crossed himself, Hot Rod.
With the Mickey James V-lick, the thing that should have never been cut out.
Hammer very seldom makes the same mistake twice.
All right, back to the figure four.
About 3 or 4 times. Well, now he gave the signal, and he is in fact going for it.
Oh, no.
I don't understand why the hammer. There he goes.
I didn't give any signal at all.
A roll-up.
He got caught in a small package. It's over.
Roll up. IRS wins it.
Doesn't matter. He won. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't
He won.
matter.
And the IRS.
Yeah, that was an exciting match, wasn't it, everybody? I'll look at him in his briefcase and everything. Great stuff. How do you think they're going to ruin Samoa Joe versus AJ Styles? I hope they don't ruin it. I hope it's a good match. Countdown shows. Yeah, I miss those old countdown shows. Those were fun. What did you think of the finish to the women's title match last night? I thought it was good. I liked it. Hot Ticket.
And this October, Hot Ticket presents Hulk Hogan, a real American story, exclusively on pay-per-view. It's an inside look at the spectacular career of the World Wrestling Federation's most popular superstar, Hulk Hogan. Relive the excitement as the phenomenon known as Hulkamania grew to almost mythical proportions.
Hey, hosters, this is one hot ticket you don't want to miss.
Hulk Hogan, a real American story, this October.
Oh, you mean the feud? I have no idea. I haven't been watching, so I couldn't tell you.
It's going to be something else. The wedding's next? No, that's a match made in hell.
Heenan just had a great line. The match made in hell is up next, and then Heenan's like, "Oh, the wedding's next." That's classic. Classic. Oh, time to get crazy. We've got a Warrior Hogan promo.
Well, you know something, Mean Gene? The battleground of Madison Square Garden is the only appropriate place for the match made in hell to happen, brother. Ever since January 23rd, 1984, I've been waiting for a feeling. I've been waiting for a rush like I had when I won the WWF title and changed the course of wrestling history in the WWF. And now I've got that same feeling. I've got that same emotion. And I also realize, brother, that if we don't wipe out Sergeant Slaughter,
marriage is grand. Divorce is $100 grand. That's great.
Could also change again.
You know, speaking of
Like the Warrior's coat. That's a nice little jacket there.
the Ultimate Warrior.
Load it down, Hulkster. Load it down, ready to go down into the pit. One strike from a Cobra is not enough to hold back the force of Hulkamania and the power of Warrior Wildness. We will not come by tank or by air, but we'll walk side by side.
We are getting another one of those fantastic and definitely not boring Lesnar versus Reigns matches. Yeah, sure are.
To the coop of Warrior Wildness and Hulkamania. Hulk Hogan and the Ultimate Warrior walk in this battle to leave as we walk in as the same. We've got momentum, Mean Gene. The bite from the Cobra. Don't you realize, Sergeant Slaughter, the toxins most mortal men can't handle just inspired. Just put more gas on the fire of the Warriors.
Because that's what Snake Venom does. It makes you stronger.
It's just as important as hanging on to the WWF title. Sergeant Slaughter, you and your core are doomed, brother. And what you gonna do when the
SummerSlam is expected to go past midnight. Jesus Christ. They gonna kiss? Okay, now this is where I'll talk about the main event and why this is a weak main event and what their other options were. At this point, August 91, you know, the Gulf War was pretty much over and done with, so it felt like I mean, it was over with by WrestleMania, so to stretch it out to SummerSlam just felt excessive. It's like, guys, you're behind the times now. This is like, can we be like up to date with this shit? And it's a 2-on-3 handicap match, but it's Slaughter and his goons going up against Hogan and Warrior. It's like Hogan and Warrior are going to win. You know Hogan and Warrior are going to win, so there's no drama there either. Here were their options for what they could have done for a main event. Yeah, it ended before Mania, so we've got Sid Vicious. Sid Vicious is a better name, but as the referee. But anyway, we had the angle between the Ultimate Warrior and Jake the Snake Roberts and the Undertaker, where Warrior and Undertaker were feuding, and then Jake turned on the Undertaker in those memorable segments, which I'm not even going to bother describing because they're insane. But that was supposed to lead to a feud between the Ultimate Warrior and Jake Roberts. And at SummerSlam, what they could have done is Hogan and Warrior versus Jake and Undertaker, and then use that as the springboard, kind of like maybe close out the feud between Undertaker and Warrior, and then use that to springboard into Undertaker versus Hogan at Survivor Series. Now, another thing they could have done, playing with that same idea, maybe they could have dropped the IRS Valentine match, maybe drop the Bushwhacker Natural Disaster match, some of the other Deadwood, do Hogan versus Jake for the title, and then do Undertaker versus Warrior, with Undertaker going over, setting him up for Hogan at Survivor Series. Now, another option that they had, Hogan and Slaughter were having their Desert Storm matches throughout the summer, and they were very well received. I've talked about the one that they had at MSG, which is available on the network. June 3rd, 1991. Watch that show. It's one of the shows available in WWF Old School. Great match. I think one of the best matches of Hogan's career. It's kind of in the style of like those old boot camp matches. And it's sorry, I'm just watching Warrior's entrance here. There's the banana cakes right there. Anyway, they could have done the Desert Storm match at SummerSlam and just saved it for SummerSlam, but you know, it is what it is. So they had plenty of other options, and what they went with was this boring, like 2 out of 3 falls handicap match. It's like, that's a shame, but whatever. The only problem with Hogan and Warrior versus Jake and Taker would be announcing the main event for pay-per-view only a few weeks out. I mean, they would have had to have had, yeah, they would have had to have planned it, but, you know, I'll take that over over this match, whatever, however we have to get there. Same with Hogan versus Jake for the title. Yeah, they would have had to set it up a little bit in advance. And there's Hogan. But do like Hogan versus Slaughter with Warrior versus Taker. Because Warrior and Taker were already feuding, and then Hogan and Slaughter were already feuding and having those Desert Storm matches. So just do the Desert Storm match as the main event of this show, and do do Warrior or Undertaker with Undertaker going over. I'm just saying, they had options. I'll say this, though. This main event was a big deal to me as a kid because it's the first time I got to see a live Hulk Hogan match on pay-per-view. And I was a big Hogan fan as a kid. And I was like getting to see the Hogan celebration at the end, because yes, Hogan and Warrior went over, of course they did, was a big deal to me. No, you didn't miss much. Hogan must pose. Hogan must always pose.
Slaughter is the one to be careful of. Slaughter is a traitor, and he can't get enough tonight in my mind.
Where did Warrior run off to during this match? Parts unknown.
I don't know. Well, why is somebody wants to somebody it means two things that you're on for? You want to go, you want to make a date, or I got a plan.
Was it you who winked at?
You didn't wink at me.
Just checking about the date part. I saw you fill out an application in the date to put small dried fruit.
That's what they are. We're ready to go. Here the
I'm sorry, Heenan's just killing me right now. Can you pick Rude versus Orton from Fastlane as one of the worst matches of the year, please? It literally put me to sleep, and by the time I woke up for your review, the show was out, and I had to stay up. I remember that match being pretty bad.
I can attest to how strong and how powerful Hogan is, because I fought Hogan toe-to-toe with all my guts, and I'm telling you, Hogan can go.
Hogan this, Hogan that. He is the World Wrestling Federation champion.
Yeah, I wish Piper, Gorilla, and Heenan were on commentary with each other more, because they were a damn good three-man team.
He would have dragged Hulk Hogan right to the he would have made him surrender his title. Will you stop with that? You would have slammed that on humiliation like he did mine.
Well, listen, but that didn't happen. What did happen, Brooks?
You got humiliated like you usually do.
No, that's the Hogan.
He may be the greatest thing that ever happened to professional wrestling in your mind. But to me,
Why does Slaughter have his belt? That's right in front of the referee. That's not smart. Sid's all like, no, sir, we're not having that shit.
It didn't look like no point to me. It looked like a typical Slaughter tactic. And it looked like it got...
But maybe Hogan got to him. Maybe the greatest athlete that ever lived in your mind greased his palm. Why don't you stop? We're all just procrastinating. I'm just making it
Well, do a little journal.
The thing was that it had no right to be bad. Both guys were perfectly capable. Orton just doesn't give a shit. What did you think of Bobby Heenan's Hall of Fame? Ooh, Slaughter went flying out of the ring almost. Heenan's Hall of Fame speech, I teared up when he said, I wish Monsoon was here. It was good. Slaughter's in trouble. Boom. Back and forth. There's Adnan. There's Mustafa. That's another weird name change. It's like, dude, it's the Iron Sheik. Just call him the Iron Sheik. Double clothesline.
You really hate the guy, don't you? Yes, I do. I suppose you like a traitor. That's not my business. I don't want to get involved politically.
Hey, what? Slaughter could still bump back then. You think he was getting close to like the end of his career, and it's like he could still bump.
Would you do that? Maybe you would.
Double boot, but I think Warrior fucked up the double boots.
Get up, Slaughter, so they can knock you down again.
He puts the camel clutch on Hogan during this match as like a callback to their 84 title match.
You folks got to see that one close up.
Was Heenan good on commentary in WCW? I thought he was. Check out, there's a match he called for Hacksaw Jim Duggan. That's quite hilarious. And, oh, big running elbow by Hogan. Yeah, this is probably the weakest of Hogan's SummerSlam matches. Because I like the match in 88. I like the match in 89. I like the match with Earthquake in 90. This one, you know. I like the match with Michaels for the live experience, ignoring some of the political bullshit that was attached to that match. Have you heard the story of Adnan actually being schoolmates with Saddam Hussein? Yes, I have. That's insane. That's like a wonderful like coincidence. Makes the character better. Duggan's a very well-educated man. Yep. Welcome back, Krista. Big clothesline by Hogan. Did you notice HBK overselling live? The only thing I noticed was when he took the big boot and he got up, threw a phantom punch, and fell down. I saw that and I was like, "What the hell? Like, what the hell was that?" I was confused, and then I went back and watched the footage later. I'm like, "Oh God, what the hell was Shawn doing?" Whose side did you take on that, Hogan or Michaels? I think Michaels should have gone over, just because he was the one that was sticking around. But you don't let that carry over on camera because it cheats the fans, it's unprofessional, and it just makes you look like the jerk. Like, you don't ruin matches just to stick it to somebody. Like, that's just because you're ultimately screwing the fans. That's how I feel about it. And it was funny. I was talking to some friends of mine, and they watched the pay-per-view on pay-per-view. And when they saw what Shawn was doing, one of them turned to the other and said, "So, Hogan's going over. We know that now. We know Hogan's going over. Let's see how this plays out." Yeah, it's just political bullshit spilled out into the ring, and it shouldn't have happened. And it's a shame because it's like it was a dream match that we didn't think we'd get to see, and historic. And as far as who's going over or who needed to go over, Shawn was at a point in his career where it's like the loss doesn't hurt him at all. Oh, big gut wrench suplex by the Sheik. Sheiky baby. Oh, camel clutch. Going for the camel clutch. Break his back, make him humble. Yeah, he was also like, this was good boy Shawn Michaels too. Hogan Orton the year later, where Hogan was like a one-legged man and still went over. But Orton was being punished at that point, wasn't he? Like, wasn't Orton like in a bunch of, like, didn't he have like 2.5 and 3/4 strikes and was being punished for a bunch of shit? Like, he wouldn't have gone over anyway, regardless of who he was facing? Fucking bullshit. No, Roman, I argue that Roman in a way is more tolerant. Ooh. Hogan gets thrown into Sid. Roman is more tolerable than Cena because he doesn't go over all the time. He really does. It's not like a sure thing that Roman's going to go over most of the time. Oh, now Adnan is raking Hogan's back. Actually, you know, it's funny. One of the Coliseum videos talking about options they had for main events, one of the Coliseum videotapes I watched as a kid was World Tour 1991. And the main event of that tape was Hogan and Warrior versus Slaughter, Undertaker, and Adnan in a 3-on-2 handicap match. So maybe they could have done that match as well. Oh, Warrior pushes Slaughter off the top rope. Yeah, it's just that fans smell bullshit, and they just know that Roman is the guy that they're supposed to like, and they don't want to like him because he didn't get over organically with the fans. That's what it is. You can't force the fans' love. It's like dating. You can't force a girl to love you, okay? It's not a thing that happens. Which do you like better, Real American or Voodoo Child? Ooh, Voodoo Child's a better song. Oh, now Warrior runs into Sid.
Too much. He is a big, huge man. A Warrior couldn't even knock him off his feet. Now what keeps letting this happen? And Slaughter the opportunity to gain control once again in this one. They've got him trapped now in the corner. Didn't take Slaughter long to figure out how to cut off the Warrior. And look at Justice right over there.
Imagine if the internet of today was around back in the day. Fans would have destroyed Austin and Rock on a constant basis. Actually, I remember the internet back in the day being very negative towards Rock and Austin. I remember Judgment Day 2001. One of the preview blogs or articles that I read about Judgment Day 2001. Oh, we've got Undertaker and Austin in the main event. Those guys are too old. That was 17 years ago. And we were calling Taker and Austin too old back then. I'm like, they weren't that old back then, but, you know.
Hogan was in there, took a lot of punishment. I didn't see the stuff Hogan, though. He's still going everything.
Imagine SummerSlam 99. How dare Austin not put over Triple H? I actually think Austin should have put over Triple H because the roundabout way they did it, put the belt on Mankind and then have Triple H just beat Mankind the next night just felt a bit excessive, but that's just me. Were those butthurt WCW marks? No, I don't think so. I think it was just internet marks. Because there were no butthurt WCW marks left. Yeah, people told me Rock was overrated, shouldn't have gotten the push. Clothesline.
Warrior in a whole heap of trouble here. Come on, Warrior, get off your fucking tag. Folks are wanting to make the tag here in the worst way, but not being given the opportunity.
By the way, speaking of faces that act like dicks, you get to see Hogan cheat in this match. Big flying clothesline by the Warrior. What the hell is Warrior doing there? It's like Warrior was like, he forgot to sell and then realized he needs to sell and just went back down to the mat. Yeah. Yeah, there's like this weird thing with the internet that's always been whoever's like, so, I only sound smart if I'm being negative, which is kind of a bit of a logical fallacy, but you know, it's just, and how do you sound negative? You sound negative by shitting on the top guys. That's just how it is. Now, Cena, I always hated Cena, but that wasn't me being like, I'm too cool for this guy or whatever. It's like, oh, look how smart I am. I'm shitting on the top guy. It's like, no, he legitimately irritates me. Big boot by Hogan. Like, I legitimately can't stand watching him like 80% of the time. Wasn't it this match where Piper was like, I don't get the Warrior. What's he doing? No, that was the cage match with Rude the year before, where he was just shitting on Warrior the entire time. There's Warrior chasing Adnan and Mustafa backstage, and he gets fired the minute he runs through the curtain. Throws powder in Slaughter's face, fucking cheats, leg drop, and Sid counts the 3. At least it was short. Prancing like a pony. Yeah, Piper was just shitting on Warrior in that match. Go back and watch it. It was kind of hilarious. So this is something special for me. Even though the match isn't that great, this was the first time I got to see a Hogan celebration on pay-per-view. So, which was a huge, that made the whole match worth it for 6-year-old me. How did Big Daddy V die? Health complication. I don't know exactly, but.
Where did the Warrior go? I don't know. Where did Adnan go? Where did Mustafa go?
Yeah, the best bit with the Mounties coming up next. And thankfully, this was pretty much the end of the Slaughter Iraqi sympathizer angle. This pretty much ended it. When I was a young boy, I bought a Big Show DVD, and the first match was the Monster Truck Sumo match at Halloween Havoc 95. And as a young kid, I was like, what the hell is this? You and everybody else that watched it. Now, this is weird. You know, you look at Hogan and Austin, and the one thing that they have in common is that they were the 2 top babyfaces that had like a signature post-match celebration, and not a lot of other guys have that. It's just Hogan's got the pose down, and Austin has the drinking the beer bath celebration. Sid Justice is coming back. Yeah, Slaughter, I want my country. And a few months after that, like, he didn't do much wrestling-wise, but, like, in 92, they made him the commissioner. Yeah, this was supposed to be Sid, like, getting the stamp of approval from Hogan as, like, a top face. And Sid would actually chase off Jake and Undertaker at during the wedding reception and set him up as a top face. Then he got hurt. And then plans for Hogan and Flair got dropped, so they did Hogan and Sid instead. So instead, this segment here with Sid posing with Hogan was like the starting point of their storyline heading into Mania. As like Hogan's like 45th friend turned on him. Let's see, how many friends turned on Hogan? You had Orndorff, Andre, Savage, Sid, Typhoon, Tugboat. Is it good ice cream? I like ice cream. And then in WCW, like Jimmy Hart and the Butcher, Brutus Beefcake. Sid was supposed to be the heir to Hogan, but Sid wanted to be a top heel. I think Sid was right. I mean, that sounds crazy. That's like somebody's offering you to the Hogan spot. And he's like, no, Vince, I think my money's as a top dollar monster heel. And Sid is absolutely right, but who's crazy enough to turn down the Hogan spot? As something for a heel celebration, I would do the Hogan ear to the crowd instead of a thumbs up. I would flip them off. Now here we go. This is the climax to the Mounties' bad night. Now we got a drunk and a leather-clad effeminate gentleman, shall we say. Hi.
Oh my God! Don't you just love the way leather feels against your body?
Still funny. It's still funny. I don't care. I don't care. That's comedy. Perfect. Yeah, Hogan and Tugboat at Mania 7, Chic Tugboat. That would have been a disaster. That would not have worked. Hey, prison rape is hilarious. So I've been told. How did they get away with that? Good question. I don't know. I don't care. It's funny. Now we get to see Macho Man propose to Liz. This classic moment. Returning to the ring at SummerSlam.
It's going to get mad about a cover up for nerves. I've got something to say. Bazillions of people all around the world. And I've also got something to say to Elizabeth.
Does the pre-show start at 5? I don't know. That's a good question. We're almost wrapped up here. We've only got like 16 minutes left, so.
Elizabeth.
Yeah, Animaniacs with their dirty jokes. That's great. Oh God, have we never gotten Savage and Rock in a mic battle with each other? I'm totally, like, when I find the woman of my dreams, I'm totally going to tell her I love her in that exact same way. Oh, he's got the ring. Jesus Christ, it's that long? 5 p.m. to midnight. That's insane. That's insane. I might skip the pre-show, man, because I'm just like, dude, that's too much. Dream promo, Omega versus Michaels. It has to be 97 Michaels. Like dickhead Michaels.
She's too beautiful, not now, don't walk.
Piper. Imagine sitting in that building for 7 hours. God damn.
Elizabeth. Will you marry me? We don't have an answer, really.
It's so weird to see people marking out over a marriage proposal. Liz's answer is great.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes, indeed. Elizabeth and the Macho Man down on his knees. Right now, a special treat to all our millions of viewers out there.
It's almost like these characters, yeah, it's almost like they got these characters over and gave us something to care about and invest in. This is not the same song. This is a different song.
Right now I'm in second place.
This is not the same song for the wedding video tribute. Yeah, it's kind of bittersweet watching this, knowing how their lives and their real marriage turned out. It does have that kind of bittersweet feeling to it. As a payoff to a storyline, it's great. What did you think when TNA did this with Jay Lethal and SoCal Val? I mean, we all saw the Sanjay Dutt heel turn coming about a mile away, but, you know. Now, the original song that they used for this, which is much better, because it's 10 times cheesier, it's like, it's cut from the same cloth as, like Take My Breath Away from Top Gun. It's just so over the top and overly romantic that it's hilarious. Did Jimmy Hart do the original song? Because they used the song again for Stephanie McMahon and Test. Because I remember I kind of popped for it when I saw that wedding. I was like, oh, that's Liz and Randy's song. Do you want to know what ice cream mean? It means ice cream. I assume that's what it means. What did you think of Triple H's and Stephanie's Vegas wedding? I mean, it's I can't believe they actually did a wedding with the bride passed out in the front seat, which is like, okay, sure. Yeah, this song sucks. Where's my cheesy, overly romantic one? Yeah, pie. Do you think that is 20 years old next year? Jesus, yeah. Yeah, Stephanie being passed out in the front seat of the car. That is like, oh, look at that, a non-consensual Vegas wedding. That's the stuff that storybook romances are made of. And then Triple H's dirty-ass line. Now, Vince, you got to ask yourself, not did we, but how many times did we consummate the marriage? Holy shit. Try making that joke or that line in WWE today. Jesus. It would never fly. It would never fly. Implied multiple rapes? No. There's a top 10 video worth doing. The top 10 wrestling weddings. Oh, here comes Macho Man. Okay, now, if you've never seen this before, Bobby Heenan's commentary, which the fact that they have running commentary through a wedding is hysterical to me, but Bobby Heenan's commentary is hilarious. Piper just told Heenan off. Let that be a lesson to you. They should have had their marriage song be Careless Whisper. Yeah, that would work too. Who the hell is the best man? Like, who are these people? Like the Flower Girl and the best man? Are they like actual friends of theirs or what? Top 10 breakups. I love Savage's outfit. That's just so ridiculous. If I dressed like that at my wedding, my wife would kill me. I would like to believe that that's the case. Also, I think it was a smart move of them to save this for the end of the show. So it's like, okay, all the wrestling's done with. If you want to stay, stay. If you don't want to watch, you can just shut off. So it's kind of like a good move to put it at the end. Wedding parties are us. He called the flower girl a litter bug. He called the flower girl a litter bug. That's classic. WWE means worst wrestling ever. I forgot that line. He called the ring bearer a midget. This is the longest storyline in the whole company. Might be. No, the longest storyline in the whole company is the streak.
Look at Savage standing there on the gallows.
Oh, there's Liz. God, this is actually kind of bittersweet looking. At the time, it probably was the longest running storyline, yeah. All the way from, what, 85 to 91?
What a dress. Look at the train on it. You know, you get a respect for a competitor. And Macho Man Randy Savage.
Yeah, how many weddings happened on pay-per-view? Didn't Miss Elizabeth get remarried to Lex Luger? They never married. They were an item, and I think Luger's marriage got broken up as a result of it. But they never married, as far as I know.
We are gathered together here in the presence of this company to join this man and this woman.
You know, the sad thing is, if they were to do something like this today, I think the fans would boo. Like if they put a wedding on pay-per-view. Who do you think Jericho's going to face at the Dome? Probably Naito again, if I had to guess.
But reverently, discreetly, advisedly, and soberly.
Soberly, that's the key word there.
Macho Man Randy Savage.
Macho Man, I just love this.
You take this woman as your lawful wedded wife.
You can just call him Randy Savage, you know, right?
Together in the audiences and estates of matrimony.
We want wrestling. Again, that's why it was actually a good move to put it at the very end. Because, like, look, all the wrestling's done with, so you can, if you don't want to watch it, you can go.
And forsaking all others, keep her only unto you.
What phone do you have? I have an iPhone.
Both to live.
iPhone, is it 5 or 6? I don't even know. I don't care. Oh, does Randy Savage have cold feet?
Cold feet.
Oh, the drama. How was 6-year-old you acting at the time? I remember, like, that's how you say yes at a wedding. I did hear about that IC champ versus IC champ pitch. Would have been cool if they could do it.
You take this man as your lawful
But yeah, I remember watching this as a kid and just kind of like sitting there quietly and like feeling like I was in church almost. Like I can't like be raucous or make any noise or anything. I just have to sit there and just be like, because I felt like I was attending an actual ceremony. So I had to behave myself. I had to be on my best behavior. I didn't wear a suit. Didn't go that far with it, but you know. Trent Davis, ready for SummerSlam? About as ready as I'm going to be. As a kid, did you like Hogan or Savage more? As a kid, I liked Hogan more early on, but I loved Savage. Even as a heel, I loved Savage. Like, I rooted for him at Mania 7 over Warrior. Like, I wanted him to beat Warrior. How can you not love Savage? Look at the guy. Look at how he dresses for his wedding. I wish I had the brass balls to do that.
Inasmuch as Randy and Elizabeth have consented together in wedlock and have witnessed the same before this company and have thereto pledged each to the other and have so declared by the joining of hands, now I, in accordance with the authority...
Now this would ultimately begin the feud between Jake Roberts and Randy Savage based on what Jake would do during the wedding reception. Great feud. Great feud. I mean, you want intensity. That was intensity personified. Ready to have your life and soul sucked out of you for 26 hours, Patrick? I hope it doesn't feel that long. I was always more of a Savage fan than a Hogan fan, but I only grew up with the WCW versions of it. Well, that's very different. Like, yeah, WCW Hogan was like, oh, God. And here we go. Kiss the bride. Oh, look at the balloons. Getting stuff on my suit. Heenan is the best. Like, Heenan is the greatest thing ever. Savage won the wedding segment. He won the wedding segment. Pasta Mania, brother. Yup. Again, I love that they have running commentary through a wedding ceremony. That's hilarious to me. Only in wrestling. The new wedding champion, Macho Man Randy Savage. Can we watch SummerSlam 92 now? No. Got to get ready for the actual SummerSlam 2018. Mrs. Elizabeth Savage. I would imagine it would be like something like Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch. She'd be like Mrs. Elizabeth, Macho Woman, Dr. Wife, something. I don't know, something like that. I mean, Dr. and Mrs. the Monarch is like my favorite name for any character ever. Burger King, yeah, they make good burgers. At least as far as fast food is concerned. Never heard Pomp and Circumstance played at a wedding before. Buffalo Wild Wings, I haven't eaten there in a long time. And that is the end of SummerSlam 1991. It was great getting to relive that. A lot of fond memories, a lot of big moments, a couple of great matches. The main event match is a little weak. The wedding, I kind of have a soft spot for, even if it's kind of bittersweet now. But yeah, big matches, big moments. Overall, pretty exciting SummerSlam. Could have used a little work, like I said, with the main event. If they'd fixed the main event, I think it would be rank higher on people's lists of all-time great SummerSlams. Kenny Omega has traveled back in time to V-Trigger Miss Elizabeth. There's a storyline for you. I'm going to go watch some ROH and wait for your SummerSlam TakeOver review. All right, man. Thanks for coming on board. All right. So, yeah, thank you, everybody, for joining the stream. glad you all could have fun. This was like a spur of the moment, nice little surprise that I thought about doing. So now you all got to see me watch my very first wrestling pay-per-view, and the thing that started the crazy madness of me becoming a religious wrestling viewer. It started with this show, this pay-per-view, and I've been a complete lunatic for the art form ever since. So thank you all for joining. Hopefully you all enjoy SummerSlam. It's getting ready to start. The pre-show is getting ready to start apparently in about 15 minutes or so. So, y'all enjoy SummerSlam, and I'll be back later tonight. Hopefully, we'll see. I'll be back later tonight with a post-show stream for SummerSlam, so don't go away. And be on the lookout for me later tonight if you're not sick of looking at me already after all the videos I've made this week. But once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all later tonight.